Welcome inside Remax Field in beautiful downtown Edmonton, Alberta. My name is Andrew Peart. The clouds have started to roll in again. A light rain has started, but it looks like the 11 and 12 Edmonton Prospects and the 11 and 10 Lethbridge Bulls are set for action here this afternoon. For both teams looking to come off a couple of losses. For Edmonton, they fell 13-12 down in Medicine Hat last night, while it was a loss for the Bulls against the Okotoks Dogs. This is just the third time these teams have met this season, with the Prospects winning the prior two back on opening weekend. To further get you set for this afternoon's ball game, send it up to the gentlemen that will have today's call, Al Coates and John Belmont.
All right, thank you very much. How do you do, everybody? Welcome to our matinee contest this afternoon. The Prospects coming off a 6-game road trip. Not a particularly productive road trip. They last Tuesday went into Fort McMurray, played 2 games. They won 1, they lost 1. They went into Okotoks, lost that ball game. Won 1 and lost 2 in Medicine Hat, including a butt ugly ball game yesterday, John. 13-12 for the Mavericks.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They just couldn't get runs when they needed them and couldn't stop runs when they needed to.
So a little bit of home cooking, I guess, the operative word being a little. It's only a 1-game homestand. Tuesday and Wednesday are off, and then it's right into the eye of the needle, I'll tell you that. The Weyburn Beavers finally did lose a ball game, only their 3rd of the year. They'll be the opposition Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And what a record, 16 victories, 3 losses. They're playing .842 baseball. And
a very well-balanced ball club, and this is what Jordan Blundell's got to get his guys doing, is getting back to playing balanced baseball.
As you can see, it's not a warm day at all here in Edmonton. Overcast skies. They played the game yesterday, would have been outstanding. It was a beautiful hot day, but they didn't play it yesterday, at least not here. It's a cool afternoon. Wind is blowing a little bit. Temperature might be 50 Fahrenheit. Good day to pitch the batter's middle of the plate in with a little something on it.
That's exactly right. And Taryn Olton, the starter for the Prospects, throws a good 4-seam fastball that he will bring in on the hands quite a bit to right-handed hitters. He's also got a very good circle change and a very good slider.
Now, the last ball game that we telecast was 8 days ago. A matinee contest here at Remax Field. The Fort McMurray Giants, the winning team. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights. Olton strides home, and the ball is put into play. It's a high pop fly ball out into right center field. Clay Loringer drifts over, makes the catch. The runner will tag and come in to score, and it's a 1-0 ball game. Olton comes home, and the ball is belted out into left field. That's a catchable ball drifting in. Camped under that is Blahoyek, and there's the throw from left field. Very nearly a close play, closer play than I thought it would be. Blahoyek with a pretty good arm and a one-hopper to the plate, pretty much right on target. Ball 3, strike none. The kick, the pitch. The ball that's belted out into right field, hit it right on the screws, but right at the right fielder, Brady Wood. Tagging and coming in to score is Blahoyek, and it's a 1-run ball game. At the park, grand slam home run. Here we got the infield playing up. And the ball is slapped out into right field. The Giants take a 2-run lead. He hits that ball to left field with that distance, he'd have got a home run. There's a ground ball at third. Davis Pratt dives to his right. Can't make the play. That'll cash it a run. And that's a lead of 3, a 4-1 ball game. That ball was hit well by Richard Ortiz. And the 2-2 pitch. Here's the ball that's belted into left field. Here's the throw from Blahoyek. It's right on target. Off the top of the glove of Jake Geary. The run comes in to score. At the ballpark, located right by the South Saskatchewan River Valley in Fort McMurray, there's a ball that had eyes. It's a base hit out into right center field. And Richard Ortiz comes in to score. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball is belted out into center field, fielded on one bounce by Clay Loringer. The throw is up the road a little bit, and that'll be a base hit and a run batted in. Into his full windup, and here comes the pitch. Got a piece of it, fouled it away, and a nice catch made by a fan on the stands here today. July 7th to be exact. First one in league history, as there's a comebacker, a high hopper right down the gun barrel. A run scoring single. Cam Sanderson crosses the plate. That ball was kissed.
Ball pretty quick. It's kind of weird.
Here's Tyler Maskill with a ground ball hit up the middle. That's through the hole, and a run will come in to score. Prospects plate their second run of the day. Tyler Maskill with a seeing eye single up the middle. Winning percentage. Here's the pitch to the ground ball, right side, base hit, and the Prospects will plate their third run of the afternoon. Giants starting pitchers done a real nice job, kept him into the ball game through 6 innings. Here's a ball that's belted way back there into left field.
Gone.
And that ball, you can wave it goodbye. A big fly ball, a home run, and it's a 3-run shot for the Prospects.
Jordan Blundell was talking about Gary's power today, and we were sitting talking with him, and he was saying that he was due to crack one out of here.
Well, Larry, there was the final highlight that you did see, a 3-run bomb by Jake Geary. He got that right off the barrel of the bat and parked it over the wall in left field, but that would leave the Prospects 2 runs shy in that ball game against the Fort McMurray Giants. Well, we'll get a view from the respective dugouts as we head back down to the field to play, and Andrew Peard.
Joined now by Edmonton Prospects manager Jordan Blundell. And Jordan, we'll start with this, your trip down south. Last couple games, bats do come to life, over 20 runs. Just what'd you like from the offensive side of the game?
You know, our quality of at-bats has improved. We put more balls in play. You know, unfortunately, we weren't able to get that one more run, which is tough to take, but the quality of bats have improved, so that's a good sign.
The game against Medicine Hat, obviously, they pull out a pretty fiery win, 13-12. Is it a matter of one of those things, though, as the season goes on, you're going to have those type of games where leads do get away at times?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I would have liked to have seen a different result there. We had opportunities to keep their runs down defensively, just weren't able to do that. So, you know, obviously we'd like to clean that up and just play a little bit cleaner defensively. And, you know, happy for the guys offensively. Obviously, they battled back a couple times there, and that's good to see.
New infielder in your lineup, Brandon Luther, hitting over 400 through his first 3 games. What does he bring to the squad?
Well, he brought an intensity. He brought a desire to play the game hard, quality at bat, tough outs. He's got some speeds, and you know, just really fun to watch him come into the lineup and help us out. We've got another player too, Edgar Harrell. He's a new player. You know, provide a little bit of help in the middle of our lineup, and again, he had good at bats. You know, he hasn't seen live pitching since middle of May with his college program being knocked out early. So the quality of his at bats right off the hop were great to see, and then hopefully that bleeds through the rest of our lineup.
On the road all over the place in Alberta this past week. Home just in time for a quick little bit of laundry, and then back out on the road later this week. But you got Lethbridge here, a team you haven't seen since opening weekend. What do you know about them? What do you guys have to do to be successful?
Well, we got to play the game the right way. We got to make the plays that we're supposed to make. You know, make the routine plays defensively, and this game starts with pitching. You know, we're going to have to throw strikes and make them beat us and not beat ourselves. You know, offensively, we're just hoping for more of the same.
Thanks for this, Jordan. Best of luck this afternoon. Joined now by Lethbridge Bulls manager Jesse Sawyer. Jesse, I'll ask you about this first. A couple tough losses to Okotoks, but before that, winners of 5 of 6. Is it safe to say from the start of the year to now, guys are playing just a little bit more consistently throughout the lineup in the rotation?
Yeah, you know, guys are getting more familiar with each other, and, you know, we were getting on a little bit of a roll there, and, you know, ran into a real tough Okotoks squad. They're very deep, and, you know, we were kind of at the end of our rotation. We get to flip it over today, and, you know, hopefully Benny can give us a good start today, and we can kind of get back on the right track.
Ashton Roy, Caleb Warden, both guys hitting the ball tremendously well this year. So what are you seeing from them that's led to the success?
You know, they're two left-handed bats, you know, hitting 3-4 in our lineup. They're tough outs. They don't strike out a lot. They'll battle with you, and, you know, they'll take their walks, and, you know, they're just tough outs. You got to make good pitches against them, and if you make mistakes, the last couple of weeks they've been hitting them hard for us.
You guys haven't seen Edmonton since opening weekend. Is it safe to say you guys expecting a little bit different look from them? You guys have a bit of a different look as well?
Yeah, you know, it's all, you know, we played so early this year, and, you know, we had, you know, 2 pretty good ball games here, and the crowd was great, and, you know, we added a few guys. I know they've added a few guys, and we've kind of, you know, we always follow along. We check the box scores and everything, and, you know, they're playing well, and we know this is a big game, and we know that they know that, so we're excited.
Yeah, one and done game, and it is a big one. You guys a game up on them in the standings. What do you guys have to do to find success today?
We just got to Ben's got to throw strikes early. Our defense has got to take care of the ball, and hopefully we can get some timely hitting. I don't think it's going to be a great day to hit today, so we got to battle out there, and it might be who knows? It could be a low-scoring game, could be high-scoring, but we're going to go out there, and we know how important it is, so we're ready to go.
Thanks for this, Jesse. Best of luck this afternoon.
Thanks, guys.
Back here at Remax Field, as you can see, the grounds crew just wrapping up their duties, and they did a wonderful job here in the last 40 minutes to get the lines chalked in. They had to do a lot of work on the mound, John.
They did, and in the last 20 minutes they've been working on the mound, and what they have to be concerned about there, Al, is off the mound down when you come down hard. If it's slick at all, pitchers can pull groins. They can literally slip and injure themselves quite seriously. So they took an inordinate amount of time to make sure that they get that as dry as possible, and they've just refilled all the way around the mound, and it's in pretty good shape now.
Well, the forecast is calling for showers on and off the entire afternoon in the Edmonton area. Now, if it's a drizzle, that's no problem. You play through a drizzle, but what happens is the ball gets wet. When the ball gets wet, it gets heavy. You throw a heavy ball, you have a tendency to get a sore arm.
You can do that, and at the same time, if when the ground gets slick, especially off the mound or at home plate to first, second, or third, you come in hard, you can end up pulling something. It's wet. The wet ball and wet weather is not conducive to good baseball.
I'll give you the starting lineup of the Lethbridge Bulls. The 9 is penciled in by manager Jesse Sawyer. Leadoff batter today be number 57, the center fielder Robert Bostad. Batting second and playing out in right field, number 19, Grant Carey. Getting out of the 3 spot on the order is a designated hitter, Caleb Warden. And the cleanup batter today at second base, smoking the ball right now, hitting .392 is Ashton Roy. Hitting fifth and playing at third, it's Dylan Borman. Jarrett Semeniuk will play at first base this afternoon. He'll bat sixth. Roger Riley, the 7-hole batter, he's the catcher. Brett Mercier bats eighth, plays in left field. And Liam Volcano is the shortstop, and he bats ninth. Pitching this afternoon, number 27, Ben Irwin for the Lethbridge Bulls. Here's the prospects lineup with a couple of new ball players in the starting 9, and here's one of them. He's the shortstop this afternoon, Brendan Luther. Brendan Luther at shortstop. Batting second at second base, Katsu Takahashi. Hitting third, playing in right field, Travis Hunt. And the 4-hole batter today, the first baseman, is Edgar Harrell. That's Harrell. Hitting fifth, doing the catching, number 22, Jake Geary. And batting sixth this afternoon, the designated hitter, Bo Gilbo. Jake Mcdonald this afternoon will play in left field, bat seventh. Tyler Maskill at third base hits eighth. And Pierce Blahoyek bats ninth in the order, and he plays in center field. Durant Olton, a left-hander, pitching today for the prospects. As you get a look at the umpiring crew. And this afternoon, calling the balls and strikes, Don Buskus. Darren DeKinder is the umpire at first base. And Jeff Chipley is the umpire working at third. 3 other games in the Western Canada Baseball League, either today or tonight. Medicine Hat is in Regina to play the Red Sox. Fort McMurray up in Brooks, and they're going to have an interesting doubleheader today. Yorkton and Melville, towns that aren't very far apart. They have a 12:05 ball game at Melville, and they'll be under the lights tonight for the second end of the Twin Bill, and they'll play that one in Yorkton. They do that on Canada Day, too.
It's a good way to do it.
Of course, Canada Day is 1 week today, and it's one of the busiest nights at the ballpark all year. In fact, I'd venture to say it's one of the biggest crowds probably in all of independent Wood League summer baseball. So if you don't have your tickets, order them online, and you don't want to be disappointed. It'll be a ball game with the Moose Jaw Miller Express in town. The opening pitch slated to go at 7:05. The long-range forecast looks like it's going to be absolutely fine. And then the massive fireworks show that will follow. Scores yesterday in the Western Canada League: Okotoks 8, Lethbridge 1. Swift Current defeated Weyburn 6-5, and that is only the third loss on the year for the Weyburn Beavers. Medicine Hat was kind of an ugly one yesterday, at least ugly if you're a Prospect fan. Down at the old ballpark on the banks of the South Saskatchewan River Valley in Medicine Hat. 13-12 was the final. And Melville defeated the Moose Jaw Ball Club. The final score on that one was 3-1. As I said, it's a cool afternoon. As you can see, the umpires not wearing just their normal short sleeve shirts. It's overcast skies. There's some wind blowing. And probably we're at around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, about 16 degrees, 15 degrees centigrade. And as I said at the outset of our telecast, these are the kind of days you want to jam the hitters inside, a little something on it, and they'll get an effect that is called by the ball players bees in the bat.
Oh, they do, and it hurts. They try to jam them on the hands and try to get those loops and little pop flies. And one thing here that we know with Taryn Olton, he likes to pitch that way normally.
Remember, Gaylord Perry told me he had those great years with the Giants in the 60s, won a National League Cy Young. Quite often when the teams went west, there was only two West Coast teams, Los Angeles and San Francisco. And they went to Dodger Stadium first. They're in paradise. Beautiful, warm nights every night. And they always tried to get Gaylord to pitch the first game when the club would move north and into Candlestick Park. And this would be a good night at Candlestick Park. The 50 degrees, that's a nice night.
That was a cold
And that's exactly
park.
what he did. He just threw those fastballs, gassed the batters inside. And it took him probably 2-3 at-bats before they were able to recover and make the adjustment going from Los Angeles to San Francisco. It would be a little later than we thought getting this ball game underway. The prospects are just getting introduced out onto the field to play. Maybe it might be time to quick it. A commercial break if we could, and then we'll come back with the opening pitch and the other pregame festivities. So let's do that. It's a cool afternoon here at Remax Field in Edmonton, and this is the Prospects hosting the Lethbridge Bulls on ICU Video. Back again at Remax Field to look at the standings. First off in the Alberta Division, the Okotoks Dogs at 16-5. They're playing .762 baseball. And they've opened up a 5-game lead on the Lethbridge Bulls to come into play. Game better than 500, 11-10. Now the Prospects, 11 victories, 12 losses, 6 games back. Medicine Hat Mavericks at 9-13, 7.5 games out. Fort McMurray Giants at 7-11, 7.5 games back. And you got the Brooks Bombers, 5 wins, 15 losses, 10.5 games back in the cellar of the West Division. The Weyburn Beavers at 16-3, and they are the Prospects' next opposition on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night in Weyburn. 16 victories, 3 losses. That's .842 baseball, 9-1 in their last 10 games. Regina Red Sox at 13-3, game and a half back. Swift Current 57s, 12-8, 4.5 back. Moose Jaw Miller Express, 10-8, 5.5 out. Melville at 6-13, 10 back. And the Yorkton Cardinals have had a tough season. 1 victory against 16 losses. And they're probably starting to count the days. They're 14 games back. As you get a look at our starting pitcher tonight, Veteran left-hander Taran Olton, 6'1", 200-pounder. William Woods University comes from a little farm town just north of Edmonton, a place called Legal. And Robert Bostad will be the leadoff batter. Ball game get underway at 1:29 Mountain Time. 3:29 in Toronto, 3:59 if you're in Gander, Newfoundland, and tuning us in. Bostad smoking the ball. He's a left-handed batter, hitting .330 on the season. Second baseman Grant Carey, that's the right fielder Grant Carey, and Caleb Warden, the designated hitter, are the batters due up here in the top half of the first inning. Olton draws a beat on the target, ticks and delivers, and the pitch is inside a little bit and high. Ball one. Fifth start on the year for Taran Olton. One complete game. Logged 25 innings of pitching, 31 hits, 15 runs, 12 earned runs. He has walked 6 batters, struck out 20, and a 4.32 earned run average. The league is batting just better than 300 off Taran Olton. Here he rolls off a slow curveball, bring the count around to 2 balls and 1 strike. Just a tiny ray of sunshine now overhead here at Remax Field this afternoon. I got to the ballpark about 10 this morning. It was pouring pretty good.
It was coming down hard this morning, and very fortunate that it cleared up so we can get the game in. Sure nice to see the sun right now, Al.
Olton ready, and the left-hander's pitch is a breaking ball strike. Jake Geary completes the battery. Maskill is at third base. Luther at shortstop. Takahashi, the second baseman. Harrell, we've never seen him before. Newcomer, he'll be playing out in right field today. As the 3-2 pitch is out over the plate and belted into right field for a single.
Baseman Harrell, we've never seen him before. Newcomer, he'll be playing out in the right field
Sitting
today.
304 off Toronto.
3-2 pitch.
Thrown 3 wild pitches on the season, a 1.48 ratio of walks to hits to innings pitched. Here, Luther and Takahashi will shorten up to a double play death. Tyler Maskill is wide of the bag at third. The outfield of Mcdonald, Blahoyak, and Hunt left through right. And they're playing straight away.
They've changed up their outfield a little bit, getting Blahoyak into center field. And Tanner Roundy has not been hitting the ball real well, so they need a little more power in there.
Well, when you've got on a kind of a flat spot in your schedule, you're going to start to do that. You're going to make some changes at any level of the game.
Yeah, you have to, and it helps the guys a lot.
There's a circle changeup, runs away from the right-handed batsman. And that'll even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ballpark in Edmonton, 420 to straightaway center. 340 down the left field line, 320 up the line and right. And there Olton humped up a little bit on the fastball. It's high of the strike zone. Go to 2 balls, 1 strike on the batter. There's nobody out. There's a man aboard. Here in the top half of the first inning. After today, 2 days off and then a 3-game set against the Beavers in Weyburn on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And an off day next Sunday. Breaking ball to the outside corner, right about the knee. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a pitch, that breaking ball that he likes to throw, bring it in from the back door on the right-handed hitter. Just caught the corner.
And here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs. (13-12), the Prospects wrapped up their series with Medicine Hat yesterday. The Mavericks came away with a victory. There's a ball that's belted in a great big hurry deep down the line in left field. You can wave that one goodbye. That was a goner from the crack of the bat. A 2-run shot by Grant Carey on a pitch out and over the plate. And those are the kind of pitches you throw at 5 o'clock in batting practice, not a 7:05.
That's exactly right. And just got up over the plate. The last place you ever want to put this ball. And a good rip by the batter.
Got it right up on the barrel of the bat, squared it nicely. The 2-run shot by Grant Carey. And we'll go to a 449 batter in Caleb Warden. And he is the designated hitter. That one did not sneak over the wall. That was belted out of here in a great big hurry. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop, Luther. His throw is in the dirt. There'll be an error on the play. And Caleb Warden is aboard on the air by the shortstop.
Here's a good job by Jake Gary, getting down, hustling down the line to back up the wild throw. And that saved it. Because if it had gone and come into that screen, there's a good chance the runner could have got to second.
Ashton Roy is the batter. He's batting .392. He's been an everyday player. This will be his 22nd ball game of the season, his 75th at bat as we speak. Scored 15 runs, and he's done it on a collection of 29 hits. 2-0 is the score. The Bulls in the lead. There's a bouncing ball here to the shortstop, Takahashi. He took his eye off it, and we're not throwing it right, and we're not catching it right. There'll be another error. And you got men at first and second.
And this is a ball that doesn't jump at. It's got pretty good handles on it. You see it come off. And, oh, that's the one, the bad throw. But Takahashi definitely should have had that ball.
Okay, here you'll get a look at it. That's tailor-made to turn two. Now, you can't assume a double play, but you can certainly assume one out on that play.
I do believe that Takahashi did assume the double play and pulled his eyes off the ball, looking toward the shortstop coming in for the throw. Just a fundamental mistake.
Dylan Borman is the batter, a .295 batter, playing at third base today. Men at first and second. Caleb Warden at second, Ashton Roy at first. Both of them aboard on errors by the Prospects middle infield today. The ball that's set up the middle, that's a lazy fly ball. Should be an easy catch. Blahoyek motors on in towards the left field power alley to make the catch. You've got one away. Got under the pitch.
Definitely did.
The wind took it a little bit.
It did. It took her out toward left field. But one thing that Taron Holden has been doing, outside of that home run pitch, he's put the ball where it should be. He's not getting support from his middle infielders.
Any runs that will come in to score now will be unearned. This inning should be in the books. Jarrett Semeniuk is the batter. Long, lean, left-handed batsman. Deep in the box, slight bend at the knee, and then the pitch to Semeniuk is in there for a called strike.
Really good breaking ball on that. Outstanding curve.
Olton ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Runs a fastball outside. One pitch is on the way, and the ball is hit off the hands, and it's popped up in the infield. Takahashi in back of second base. Makes the catch. You got two away.
Now there's again what we talked about earlier. He got that ball inside and come in off the handle and end up with a pop fly.
.273 batter. The Lethbridge catcher, Roger Riley, stands in. Bulls today with their navy blue tops, red trim, gray pants. Prospects with their home whites, the gold and the black trim. Tanner Olton ready. Runs a fastball on the hands. It's popped up foul. It's out of play down the first base side. 6-game road trip concluded yesterday in Medicine Hat. Prospects split a 2-game series in Fort McMurray. Lost the Friday night single in Okotoks, or Thursday night that was. And 1-1 and lost 2 against Medicine Hat, including a 13-12 setback yesterday afternoon. Fastball is on the inside half of the plate and right at the knee for a called strike. Taron Olton is one pitch away from getting out of this top half of one. And here comes the 0-2 delivery. Tosses a fastball he did not intend to throw for a strike, which was high and outside. When this field was designed, it was designed for many things, one not the least of which was to be able to take a lot of water. A lot of water has fallen on this field in the last week. Here's a bouncing ball here to the shortstop Luther. On to Takahashi, and the force out to retire the side. It's rained a lot here, and except for a few areas in foul territory, it does not look wet at all.
It's in pretty good shape.
All right, 2-run score. They're both earned runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left on base as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. And this is Edmonton Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. There you get a look at the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Lethbridge Bulls. Right-hander Ben Irwin, Spruce Grove, Alberta native, 6'1", 170-pound sophomore out of Niagara University.
You know, the first half of the inning, Taryn Olton only threw 1 bad pitch, but he got it up. It cost 2 runs. He did not get help from his infielders. Let's see what they do hitting now.
This will be the 4th start and the 5th appearance for Ben Irwin. He's got 1 complete game, 18 innings of pitching under his belt, 15 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned runs. ERA at 2.99. Bottom half of the first inning, 2-0 Bulls lead. Fastball down and away, ball 1. Roger Riley completes the battery for the Bulls. Borman at third, Semeniuk at first. The middle infield of Volcano at short. Ashton Roy, the second baseman. An outfield today of Brett Mercier in left. Robert Bostad in center. And Grant Carey, the right fielder. A couple of fastballs missed the zone. Brendan Luther is the batter. First time you'll have seen him on our ICU telecast. Joined the club on the weekend. Luther hitting .455. Katsu Takahashi and Travis Hunt are the players due up here in the bottom of 1. And the 3-0 delivery. Strike on the outside corner. Brendan Luther out of Etobicoke, Ontario, 6'1", 185-pounder. Attends Okanagan College. We used to have a guy that pitched here back on our AAA days that manages the college team in Kamloops, Ray Chadwick. 3 balls and 2 strike count. Here's the kick and the pitch. And a fastball is ripped foul down the left side and out of play. You'd be old enough to remember a left-hand pitcher that came out of Osoyoos, and he was one of those early Angel clubs when they became an expansion franchise in the American League, and he could throw the rock, I'll tell you that. Ted Boesfield.
Yeah, he had a tremendous fastball.
There's a 3-2 pitch and a nice little bit of opposite field hitting. He shortens the swing up and loops a single into left field, and Brendan Luther is aboard.
He gets it out over the plate and just hits it where it's pitched. Nice single, and that's why he's got that batting average.
Give me the Jiffy Lube today for a Pennzoil fully synthetic oil change. No appointment necessary. Warranty approved. You earn Air Mile reward miles and a $100 travel credit. Details at jiffylubeservice.ca. Katsu Takahashi, the switch hitter, shows the bunt, drops the bunt down. It's foul. Strike 1 to the batter. That's probably not a bad idea. Takahashi is hitting 133, and he's probably hitting under 100 from the left side. So, batting left-handed, he struggles that way.
I think it's a very good idea. Get him bunting and easy to watch the ball into the bat.
From the set position, here's the pitch by Irwin. It's a high and wide fastball. We go to 1 ball, 1 strike.
And there's the thing we've talked about before, Al. You never want to bunt a high ball. You'll pop it up 9 out of 10 times and get in real trouble.
Shown the bunt twice. That'll bring Borman in a couple of paces at third. There's a real nice little sacrifice bunt. Nicely done. Fielded by the pitcher, Ben Irwin. Throw to the bag, no time at bat, and the prospects with a man in scoring position. Deadened the ball just about perfectly.
He did. You can't bunt it better than that. Force the pitcher to come right over to the line and no play at second base. Very good bunt.
That'll bring Travis Hunt to the plate. Just as scintillating at the plate as he is in the outfield. He's got I didn't know what he did in the road trip. He had 3 outfield assists going into that trip. Now, you might go a whole year and get one. You might not get any. 3 times he gunned runners out at third base. That's why the right fielder has to have the best arm. It's no different from throwing from left to right to the plate. It's the long throw to third. And there's a curveball strike.
And he is so accurate with it, and he always gets a good jump on the ball, gets into position to throw it. He's just a very, very good outfielder. And
I would think he's a pretty good candidate to be on the field in uniform on the night of July 7th for the Western Canada Baseball League All-Star Game. And the guy that played here at AAA is going to be the guest. The guy who started his big league career with the Expos and finished it with the Blue Jays. Had some years with the Oakland A's, with the Phillies. Matt Stairs from Fredericton, New Brunswick. He could just fall out of bed and hit, I'll tell you that. He could.
He always had great bat control, didn't he? Just wonderful hitter.
Here's the 0-2, and it's a fastball. Up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 gone in the inning. Brendan Luther taking the lead off at second base. That is a Sunday, July 7th, here at the ballpark for the first ever Western Canada Baseball League All-Star Game. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Threw the breaking ball a little bit low. Light slate of games in the big leagues this evening. The Dodgers are in Arizona. That's a really nice Los Angeles club. I was watching them on TV yesterday. Colorado's in San Francisco. The Mets are in Philadelphia. The Blue Jays will play the Yankees in New York. The White Sox are in Boston. And Kansas City will kick off a series tonight against the Cleveland Indians. Here's the pitch, and it's a hook. Real nice curveball. Took a little off the pitch. Big slow deuce. 2 strikeouts, or 1 strikeout and 2 away in the inning. Get a look at it here.
Look at it. He looks to me like he got a little ahead of it, but we don't get the replay here.
And Edgar Harrell, the first baseman, is the batter. Hitting .235. Out of Summer, Washington. Attends Wenatchee Community College. There's a beautiful little town in Washington right on the shores of Lake Chelan as you take a look at that slow curveball. It was in the strike zone, so he didn't take a swing at it. He'd been out on strikes anyway.
He just fooled him with the speed. A very good pitch.
Irwin delivers through another curveball. He tried to check his swing, wasn't able to do so. We go to 0-2. Nice spin, nice break on that breaking pitch. So there's 2 gone in the inning with a man in scoring position. 2-0 ball game. The Lethbridge Dogs are in the lead. They've played 2 games less than have the Prospects. And the pitch is a fastball. Threw him 2 hooks and a fastball. That gets it done. Soft early and hard late. That is how you set up a batter.
Sure do, and it's a very good pitch. Catcher never had to move the glove. Right on the inside corner.
The runs on hit and the man stranded. We're through 1. 2-0 Bulls lead. Prospects baseball on ICU video. 8 batter in the Lethbridge order due up, and that is Brett Mercier, the left fielder. He's hitting .235. As you get a look at Taran Olton.
That first inning, Taran Olton threw 23 pitches, 14 of them for strikes. And 1 bad one. He got up and was taken out of the park.
Yeah, that one was turned right around by Grant Carey. Hammered the ball over the left field fence. 2-run shot. Olton making his 5th start of the year. Got 1 complete game. And he's eaten up a lot of innings for this ball club. He's averaged 6 innings per start. This is his 26th inning of pitching on the year.
That first pitch he threw for a strike. Good breaking ball right on the hands in the inside corner.
Count even on a ball and a strike. Olton takes a gaze down the gun barrel, runs a changeup up and in on the batter, right in the wheelhouse, a swing and a miss. 1-2.
Again, that circle change and run right into a left-handed hitter right on the hands.
And the pitch. There he threw him a big looping curveball. He dropped his arm angle down. You don't get quite as much drop, but you get a lot more break. Look at that.
Yeah, sure do. It's a wonderful pitch.
And Liam Volcano is the batter, hitting out of the 9 spot. Our production crew today, our color man, John Belmont, of course. The game host is Andrew Peard, cameraman Dave Foley. Kevin Kyle, switcher and replay technician. Kyle Matz with the graphics. Rob Zitlow, our director. Graphics and technical coordination done by Dave Foley. We're getting a lot of great feedback from around the Western Canada Baseball League on the production of these telecasts.
The boys do a good job. You know, with the center field camera really makes a difference, and high quality graphics. They just do a great job.
Breaking ball swung on and missed. The count of 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out. And the bases are empty here in the 2nd inning. Bulls got here last night, drove up from Okotoks, where they were playing yesterday. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball to the left side. It's a dribbler. Fielded by Luther, arranging to his left. And this time his throw is right on the money. 2 away.
In this case, slow roller. Luther has to attack the ball. Takes a little bit too much of a step there, and almost got beat out.
Interesting talk in the big leagues. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays are spreading a rumor or asking for permission to maybe next year play some of their home games in Montreal. Play the first half of the season in Tampa Bay and the remainder of it at the Big O, as in OWE. I think they're still paying for it.
I think they finally paid it off, but I think now all the things they have to do to repair it, they got to pay for.
Big cavernous place. I went to a Grey Cup there one time. Never did go to a Expo game, but I do remember watching that first year Expos, and one of their outfielders telling what fun they had playing there. I'm speaking of a guy named Boots Day, was an outfielder on the original Expos.
You know,
and if you really nailed a ball at Jerry Park, it actually hit a community swimming pool.
Jerry Park was a fun place to watch baseball.
Remax Field is a fun place to watch it too, and you get pitching like that.
Is.
There's that breaking ball by Teran Olton, and he notches his 2nd strikeout of the game. Good inning for Teran Olton. 3 up, 3 down, go the Bulls, nothing across. Bottom of 2 coming your way. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. 2-0 ball game, Bulls lead, home half of the 2nd inning. Middle part of the Edmonton order, and the catcher Jake Geary will lead it off, hitting a .295 clip. You saw him on our highlight package earlier on at the start of our telecast. He parked a 3-run shot in the 9th inning, brought the Prospects within 2 of the Fort McMurray Giants, but they prevailed and took the victory and split the series. Bo Gilbo, the DH, and Jake Mcdonald, the left fielder, are due up. Ball's in on the fist, and a squibber hit foul into the dugout off the first base side.
If Jake can get that bat around, he's got good power.
You know, Montreal lost its big league club the same year. Edmonton lost its AAA club, and both of those were criminal. It should not have happened.
Oh, they sure were.
In fact, we were the Expos AAA club. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Jake Geary. And that 82 team that they put together, well, they had a team years later that was in the 90s, had the best record in the regular season in baseball, but the 82 club, they lost because of your old buddy Rick Mundy parked one off Steve Rogers in the late innings. Why they didn't go to Reardon, I'm not sure, but
it was hard to believe. Actually, though, Rogers threw a good pitch on that. Rick had that big loop and swing, and he got around on it and parked it out of the park. That gave him another 2 years in the major leagues at home run.
All right, here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled away. Ben Irwin in the first inning mixed it up real nice. He went together with that curveball and the fastball like ham and eggs. Got 2 strikeouts. Young pitcher out of Spruce Grove.
Mixes it up very well.
Expos that year had a Hall of Fame catcher behind the plate most of the time, Gary Carter. And the 1-2 pitch. Late on the fastball, popped it up. Short right field. They got this ball surrounded. The second baseman, Ashton Roy, makes a catch in reverse gear, one away. Larry Parrish was at third. Chris Spire was the shortstop. Joel Youngblood at second. And a really good left-handed batter named Al Oliver was the first baseman.
A very good ball club.
Andre Dawson in center. Outstanding player. Warren Cromartie. Roland Office was one of the outfielders on that club. They lost in that game to the Dodgers on a cold, cold day at Olympic Stadium. I guess that was before Olympic Stadium was covered.
It was one of those things. Also, some wind, and I think that helped carry that ball out of the park.
Bo Gilbo, the batter, up. He's brought his batting average up about 60 points since we last seen him. Now hitting .229 on the year.
He had a pretty good road trip from what I hear.
And the 0-2. On outside. Lined up in the pitch. Threw him a backdoor hook, and he just overthrew a little bit. It backed up on him, was a little high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball game was a little late getting underway today, about 1:31. About 25 minutes late, and it would have been a lot more than that had it not been for the Herculean efforts of the ground crew. They don't have a big ground crew here, 2 guys.
Boy, they work hard, though, don't they, Al? We watched them work the 3 bases plus home plate and the mound. Did a wonderful job.
There's the pitch, and that's a breaking ball, curveball thrown by Ben Irwin. And he'll notch his 3rd strikeout on the night.
Irwin's breaking ball is really popping off the table well. And a tough curve to hit.
Jake Mcdonald batting .206, the batter standing in. One of 4 games in the Western Canada Baseball League today. They're underway in Melville for a 12:05 first pitch, a split doubleheader. Play the opener in Melville, the nightcap in Yorkton. Medicine Hats at Regina tonight. And Fort McMurray at the ballpark in Brooks. Never been there. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I know they have long games there. You're going to have long games with a 370 feet center field wall. Brett Mercier got a room service fly ball out in left field. McDonald is set down, and that'll do it. Here in the bottom of 2, 0s across. 2-0 Bulls lead. Let's go down now to Andrew Peard.
Thank you very much, Al. Just hearing you and John talk about the great effort by the very small grounds crew here at Remax Field. Like you mentioned, just 2 guys and working all 4 of the bases and the pitcher's mound. Added morning long and into the afternoon to get this going, just like you mentioned, after 1:30, and it was kind of twofold for them as well, because last night here at the ballpark they had Upfest going on with a couple of musical concerts, so I had to repair the outfield a little bit as well. So just great stuff as always. We've come to see from the grounds crew here at Remax Field all through the month of June. They battled the weather and done an unbelievable job, and looks like we're going to be able to get this one in here this afternoon. Al, John, back up to you guys.
You are correct. They did have a rock concert here yesterday. About 5,000 fans were here. One of the local rock stations and the Prospects combined on that. And that's what the city and everybody likes to see. They like to see ballpark usage.
Absolutely. And it seems that concerts and baseball go hand in hand now. How many do we see here with the Trappers over the years?
Boy.
I mean, the Beach Boys.
Had them twice.
Yeah.
Ricky Van Shelton, we had the Animals here, the Monkeys. And here we've got the Lethbridge Bulls in the 3rd inning with Grant Carey. Back in that first inning, I don't know if we can get a highlight of it. He turned that one right around. Darren Olton threw him a 3-2 pitch, and it was a strike. And it turned out to be a very hittable strike. That one was gone from the crack of the bat. There's a bouncing single to right field, and that'll fall in. Grant Carey likes hitting here. He's 2 for 2 today. This time around, he opened the bat head up, went with the pitch, shortened up the swing, and voila, base hit to right field. Caleb Warden, the designated hitter, the batter, reached base on an error his first time through. Scores yesterday in the league: Okotoks defeated Lethbridge 8-1. Swift Current ended Weyburn's reign of terror. They'd won 10 consecutive ball games up until that time. And they fall to the Swift Current 57, 6-5. Medicine Hat defeated the Prospects in a slugfest 13-12. Melville over Moose Jaw. Score was 3-1. There, Taran Olton with a pickoff throw.
And it was a little wild. A very good job by the first baseman on that to hold on to the ball.
Here, Luther and Takahashi will shorten up a little bit in the mid-infield. Maskill is about midway at third here on this left-handed batter. And Olton will leave the count up at 1 apiece.
That was a change that just got away from him a little bit.
6'1", 205-pound left-hander out of Legal, Alberta, Taran Olton. Out now 2 balls and 1 strike. What wind there was has died down considerably, and when it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, wind is, you don't have to have very much to cool you off. Here's the pitch and a round ball foul at first base. Had that been fair, Harrell would very likely have had a ground ball double play to fielded the ball, touched the bag, but he didn't, obviously, but came close. And when you do that, you open up the bag at second and it becomes a tag play. The force is off if you make the out on the batter runner. Runner goes, the pitch is in the dirt, give him credit for a bag. And now there'll be an error on the throw, and on to third goes Grant Carey. So a stolen base gets him to second, and an error on the throw by Jake Geary puts the man to third. Got a pretty good jump.
He had a good jump, and Gary looked like he tried to force it. Came off on the second base side, and Takahashi couldn't get it. It's one of those things.
Third error on the day for the Prospects. They've had 2 throwing errors and 1 fielding error. And Taran Olton takes matters into his own hands, drops a nice curveball into the strike zone. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day. And Ashton Roy is the batter. Reached base on an error in the first inning. Strike on the inside corner from Taran Olton.
Again, on these left-hand hitters, he's working the inside of the plate.
And here comes the pitch. There's a ball that's belted out into right field. Travis Hunt's on a long run back. He's at the warning track. He'll have to play the carom off the wall. And that ball was smoked by Ashton Roy. He got all of it, nails a double off the wall and right, and gets a run batted in.
He sure did. Another one that was gotten up, and he got everything into it. And it might have gone out, but the wind blowing in a little bit. That was right off the wall.
Despite the error, that double will make that an earned run. So man in scoring position with 1 away. And Dylan Borman, the third baseman, got under a pitch his first time along, hit a lazy pop fly up the middle. Ground ball back to the mound. Taran Olton's going to field it. Now they'll make a play for the lead runner. Here's the throw on to Takahashi at second base. And the putout will go 1-4 as Ashton Roy is picked off.
Now, Taran Olton on this, you look at the replay, plays this perfectly. Looks right at the lead runner and then forces him to head back to the base, throws to the base, and they get him. Very well executed.
You're right, he did that textbook. You just put the ball into your throwing hand, you run directly to the runner, and you make the throw depending on how the runner reacts. What you want to do is run him back to his base, not run him ahead.
Exactly
Curveball
right.
is in for a strike. Here to Jarrett Semeniuk. Grant Carey has scored in the inning. Slopped a single into right, stole second, went to third on the throwing error by Jake Geary, and came in to score on the bolt hit off the wall in right field by Ashton Roy. Olton is ready. Here comes the pitch. Throws that nice big deuce again for a strike, a swinging strike. He's got that thing dancing today.
He sure does. Both these pitchers showing real good breaking balls today.
1 run on a pair of hits, 1 error, 1 man left. We go to the bottom half of the third and a 3-0 Bulls lead. And this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. In the bottom of the third inning, Tyler Maskill, the third baseman. And he is the 8-hole batter. Will lead things off there against Ben Irwin, who has surrendered 1 base hit in the ball game so far. He's got 3 strikeouts, 2 pop flies, and a ground ball. Maskill hitting .237. And here's the windup in the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. For years, Lethbridge had a club in the Pioneer League, short season A ball. The Dodgers were in there for quite a number of years. The Diamondbacks at the end before the franchise moved on to Missoula. My old buddy Ron Kittle played on the 1978 Lethbridge Dodgers. Gail Henley was the manager. And they had about 11 guys off that club went on to play in the big leagues. And that's a high number from short season A.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, because that's basically rookie league.
That is rookie league. You're assembled after the June draft. They had Kittle. He was a catcher then. Big Candy Maldonado, an outfielder. Rudy Law. Kevin Kennedy was a catcher, became a television baseball announcer. Ground ball to the right side. Ashton Roy onto his right. Loves it and throws it. 1 away. Pierce Blohoyak will be the batter. Dave Sachs was on that club. Steve Sachs.
Pretty good ball players.
And the guy that he didn't manage that year, Gail Henley managed, but I knew Gail a little bit as a scout. I didn't know the other guy. His name was Stan Wozniak, and he was the longest running manager in the history of the minor leagues. He just loved it in the minors. They gave him 1 year in the big leagues. He said, send me back to the minors. Stan Wozniak.
You know, some coaches are just outstanding teachers, and they're the people you want in the lower ranks of your organization because they're doing the teaching to bring these players along to get them to the bigs.
Well, that's all. There's 3 parts to it. The scouts sign the players, and then it's up to the minor leagues to develop the players.
It sure is.
And some take longer than others.
Yeah. And you know what happens in all sport? You don't see it so much in football because of the nature of what football is and how the draft works. But you see it in basketball. You see it in hockey. And very important.
3 balls and 1 strike to Blahovic. .268 batter. Hitting out of the 9 spot today. Brendan Luther, the shortstop, is on deck. Irwin ready. Here comes the pitch. From a straight overhand delivery, threw him a fastball, a sinking fastball. He just missed the pitch. Fouled it back upstairs and towards the parking lot.
You know, it'd be interesting, Al, to see a race between Blahovic, Travis Hunt, and Tanner Roundy. It'd be interesting to see which one of them is faster.
Fastball inside, and the Prospects have got their second base runner of the afternoon. Just overthrew that breaking pitch a little bit, backed up on him.
I think you'd almost have to throw Clay Loringer in on that. He's got pretty good speed, too.
Sounds like the 4 horsemen of Notre Dame. Believe it or not, at one time I could give you the name of all 4 of those running backs. I can think of one now. He became the commissioner of the National Football League. Harry Struhljaer was one of those backs. Brendan Luther slapped the base hit to left field as opening time along. Semeniuk takes the throw here from the pitcher, Ben Irwin.
Blahoviak with his speed, he gets out on the carpet a little bit, and you can see him. And you look at his shoulders, he actually has them turned towards second base. Do you think he could get caught? And he does this all the time. There he goes.
All right, out of the crouch and letting her rip. Here's the catcher, Roger Riley. He threw it on one bounce between the middle infielders. And Brandon Luther, the batter, watches Blahoviak steal a base.
Even if that ball had been there, I think he was in. He got an excellent jump.
Well, the second time of the game, Edmonton now with a man in scoring position. 1 out in the inning. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. 3-0 Lethbridge Bulls lead. Prospects with a long afternoon yesterday, lost 13-12 in Medicine Hat. And then the long bus ride home for a day game today. Pitch inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And I'll tell you one thing, I like Medicine Hat, I always have, but you want to talk about a flat piece of land out there.
Isn't that flat in that area? You come off the Cypress Hills and from the southeast there and then come down toward Medicine Hat. Everything just flattens right out.
Like if you go south of Medicine Hat, you're going to come to a place, if you're further west, it's many berries, but if you go further east, and it'll take you down towards the old RCMP fort, you think you're on the face of the moon there.
Yeah.
You will not see a ranch or a farmstead for 30 miles.
It's desolate.
See the battery mates, the catcher, Roger Riley, and Ben Irwin this afternoon.
He's just setting up signals there if they're going to try picking off Blahoviak again. If you look at him, he gets out here, gets on the carpet, sees where that shortstop is, and he makes sure he just stays inside of him, but his shoulders are turned.
And the pitch, strike in the outside corner. Ben Irwin making his 4th start and his 5th appearance, 1 complete game. Going into today's play, he had 18 innings of pitching, 15 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned runs, and a 3.50 earned run average. And here's the 3-1. It's a fastball on the outside corner. The league only batting .221 of Ben Irwin. So 2 Spruce Grove pitchers in uniform today. The Prospects have one as well.
They have an interesting thing about Irwin. He's 2 backdoor strikes here that are really excellent pitches.
From the set position, here's the long stride home, and the ball is a comebacker. Field right in the gun barrel. Throw on here to Borman. Borman runs his man back. Throws it to Ashton Roy, the second baseman. He makes the tag. 2 excellent fielding plays by the pitchers this afternoon as you see that comebacker. Field on a bounce. Throw to third. And the putout made it second.
Now there's a mistake I believe Pierce Blahoviak made. He was already close to third. He should have just gone there hard. And if he had to try to kick the ball out of the hands, whatever. But by stopping and coming back, he made it easy for the pitcher.
Katsu Takahashi will be the batter. Laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time through, and there from the left-handed hack, he nails it off the screen. As we mentioned earlier on in our web telecast, that was pretty much a textbook bunt laid down by Takahashi. Young ball player from Hiroshima, Japan. You know, they've been playing professional baseball in Japan since before World War II.
Yeah, it's amazing how they have developed their baseball over there, and they play it what we call small ball here. But just play really,
A lot of
well.
North American players will go there for the money, but they don't particularly like playing it there because it's way more militaristic than it is here. I mean, you show up at training camp and whatever, not there. 0-2 to Takahashi. And the pitch. Fastball under his chin. We had a big first baseman played here, and his name was Ty Van Berkeley. Big Ty was an excellent first baseman. The bigger the first baseman, the better the target, and the better the target, the better the first baseman. You want a big man playing at first.
Yeah.
He told me all about playing in Japan. He made some money, played a couple of years for a ball club that was, a lot of the teams are owned by companies.
Right.
And he played for the Nippon Ham Fighters.
You know, for years, American Association Basketball, which was an so-called amateur league, it was always companies that ran them. I had some friends that played in Ohio and played for Goodyear. Always got free tires, those boys.
A guy who pitched here and went on to a great 10-year run in the American League, in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, Kirk McCaskill. And when Mac was done, he went and played a year in the Pro League in Italy, and he just loved it. He said fans came to the park and brought their vino and their chicken. And he said, I knew I was done with the big league game, but I didn't want to hang him up quite yet. Now, what have we got going on here?
I don't know, but the umpire went over to the bench and said something to the Lethbridge bench. So I don't know if they're...
I don't imagine they were exchanging compliments.
Oh, there's probably a little bit of jockeying going on there. That's baseball.
A little bit of rain falling here, and the pitch is a breaking ball strike. And Takahashi is done here in the home half of the third inning. That's strikeout number 4 today for Ben Irwin. For the Prospects, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man stranded. And we're through 3, and the Bulls are up by 3. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. As you can see on your screen, the tarps are going to be coming out onto the field to play. The weather forecast is for intermittent rain throughout the day, so we're going to get that right at the present time with 3 innings complete. A 2-run homer by Grant Carey, and it was a rocket hit out of this ballpark in the first inning on a hanger out over the plate. And Grant Carey would score in the third on a single, a stolen base. Went to third on the throwing error, and he came in to score on another ball belted off the wall. A double pounded off the right field fence by Ashton Roy. So 3 innings in, John, about an hour in, and a little bit of rain.
A little bit of rain, and they got to get everything covered here. And this should blow through fairly quick, though, we hope.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you what, this will give everybody an opportunity to take a little bit of an interlude, relax, knock their roof off a cold one, and we'll be back with hopefully the resumption of our proceedings this afternoon here in just a few minutes. Prospects Baseball from Remax Field on ICU Video. So we had a brief interlude. The rain came down, approximately 10 minutes in duration. Teran Olton is heated up and ready to go here in the 4th inning. He'll face a menu of batters that include Roger Riley, the catcher, Brett Mercier, the left fielder, and Liam Volcano, the shortstop. 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Lethbridge order. Teran Olton today, John, has made just a couple of pitching mistakes, and each and every time he's had to pay for it.
He sure has. And
not many mistakes, just a couple.
Not many. He's thrown 44 pitches and just missed on the back door on that pitch. Out of those 44 pitches, he's only thrown 13 balls.
2 balls and no strikes to the batter. Tomorrow and Wednesday off days for the Prospects, although on the off day they will be on the bus. A nice little city, about an hour and a half south of Regina. It's called Weyburn, Saskatchewan. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, and that does not figure to be a day at the beach, not at all.
That'll be a tough ball game.
16 wins, 3 losses for the Weyburn Ball Club, playing .842 baseball. The breaking ball is in and over. They lost yesterday to Swift Current 6-5. They'd run the table. They've gone 10-0, so now they're 9-1 in their last 10 ball games. There's the 3-1 pitch. Ball's popped up into short right field. Drifting in, Travis Hunt. One hands it on in, one away.
Interesting thing about Travis Hunt, he makes those look so easy, but he gets such a good jump on the ball. It's coming off the bat, he's flying.
And it's in a high sky today, too.
Yeah.
Overcast. Brett Mercier struck out swinging. The first of 4 Ks on the afternoon for Teran Olton. There again, he kind of drops his arm angle a little bit. Throws more of a flat bender.
That's how he throws that slider. And
he's going to get another pop up out into short right. Takahashi's on the run back. Puts leather on it, 2 away. And Liam Volcano is the batter. Best town in the Western Division, best club by a wide margin is the Okotoks Dogs. 16-5, 7.62 winning percentage, and a 5-game lead on the Lethbridge Bulls. Prospects for the first time this season have fallen below 500. They're 11-12. But they have retooled. 2 new infielders in the lineup today. Here's the kick and the 1-0 pitch. That'll go to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes. Inserted into the lineup and playing at the shortstop position, Brandon Luther. And also into the lineup now playing at first base, Edgar Harrell. 2 gone, bases empty here in the top of the 4th inning. 3 balls and no strike is the count. Fully back on the middle infield, midway on the corners. And the breaking ball low.
He walks him on 4 pitches, just was missing the corners.
Robert Bostad, the center fielder. Punched a single in the right field, came around to score in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Leans into a pitch and hits a rope right up the middle. Takahashi to his right couldn't get to it. Here's the throw from center field from Blahovic. Cut off, throw to second base, not in time. Now you got men at 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. Liam Volcano draws the throw to Maskill at 3rd base. He knew he didn't have a play. So he relays up to Takahashi at 2nd, and it's not in time. So that's a single and a fielder's choice to 2nd.
And if you look at this is a good play by the runners, and also good play defensively. However, the runner was safe, and the fans are booing, but they got no call for it. Now all the prospects need, they got to get this batter. Don't worry about the runners. You got 2 out.
Out outside the pitch. Grant Carey's had a great afternoon. He pulled the trigger on a 3-2 pitch that was up in the zone in the 1st inning, belted a 2-run shot. Slapped a single in the right and came around to score. Maybe this will be his first out of the day. Takahashi fields the ground ball, lays it onto the bag. No damage done. So here in the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men stranded. And the Prospects come to the bat. 3-0 Bulls. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. You get a look at Ben Irwin pitching this afternoon. Throwing a nice ball game through the opening 3 innings. Throwing a 1-hit gem. Struck out 4 batters. Mixture of fastball and curveballs. Travis Hunt 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging. Back in the 1st inning. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. Breaking ball splits the plate. Strike 1.
Irwin has been extremely accurate with his breaking ball and has mixed up that fastball extremely well.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Big slow curve, swing and a miss, 0-2. Edgar Harrell, the first baseman, Jake Geary, the catcher. 3, 4, 5 batters in the Prospects order. And this cloudy afternoon at Remax Field. And here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball through the hole, a short and 3rd, and a base hit.
Now that again was a very good breaking ball. You watch it on the replay, Al. He breaks this ball off down low, and Travis Hunt goes and gets it. A good pitch and a very solid hit.
Edgar Harrell this afternoon was called out on strikes on a breaking pitch. His first time through. American ball player out of the state of Washington, a place called Summer. and attends Wenatchee Community College. He's going to roll with the pitch and get a base hit out into right field. Opened the bat head up, didn't try to kill the ball. And the prospects have got the tying run at the plate in Jake Geary.
Now, Edgar Harrell is a good friend of Jake Gary's, and I think that's how they got him. According to Coach Blundell, they're pretty close.
I think they call Wenatchee the apple capital of the world, or the apple. They grow a lot of apples there, I do know that. On the shores of beautiful Lake Chelan, Washington. Travis Hunt with a base hit to left. Edgar Harrell with a single punched out into right. Double play depth up the middle, and the breaking ball is in the dirt. Ball one. Very brief one-game homestand. After 6 games on the road, out into Weyburn next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. And here's the kick and the 1-0 pitch. Ball is lazily slapped back to the mound, fielded there by Ben Irwin. And the throw to first base puts men at second and third. Ball hit too slow to turn 2, and the runners were going.
It's almost as good as a sacrifice bunt. Get them over, get them second and third.
That'll go to Bo Gilbo. Out of Carthage, Texas. Attends Louisiana State University. I believe that's in Shreveport, is it not?
It is so, yeah.
My lone broadcast in the big leagues was at Anaheim Stadium, last game of the season. And the Angels sent out a big left-hander from a place called Monroe, Louisiana, Chuck Finley. And for a number of years there wasn't better left-handers in Major League Baseball than Chuck Finley. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Of course, Monroe, Louisiana became known much later for the home of Duck Dynasty. And
really?
That's where the Robertsons were from, yeah.
Did not know that.
Monroe, Louisiana. And of course, Phil, he played at Louisiana State, and I forget which Louisiana State it was, but his backup was a fellow by the name of Terry Bradshaw, who had a
I met him one time, and I'll leave it at that.
Terry's quite the character, isn't he?
Well, I'll just leave it at that. 2 balls and a strike to Bo Gilbo. Remember back in the 70s, this guy won back-to-back Cy Young winners. He was out of Louisiana, just a little wispy left-hander named Ron Guidry.
Wow.
And he threw that, like you see Nolan Ryan, he pitched off his legs. Guidry did it all with his arm, and he had a buggy whip. The Louisiana Lightning, we called him.
Now, I was told that the only person who could interpret for Ron Guidry would have been Ron Este from here, because they both spoke that Cajun.
Cajun, yeah. Little Ronnie Guidry. You remember when Pedro Martinez had those good years, Montreal and later Boston?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He was the right-handed version of Ron Guidry. That's what he was.
Rubber arm, just cut her loose.
Yeah. Ben Irwin getting a meeting at the mound. Here are the prospects for the first time today. Have got 3 bases occupied with 1 away.
Now this is a case where Jake Mcdonald comes up. He wants to get the ball in the air, get a run in, or get the ball on the right side and make it a tough throw to home plate. They'll give up the 1 run anyway.
Works out of a bases loaded stretch. The pitch is a curveball low and away. 1-0 here to Jake McDonald.
And of course, Irwin's best pitches today have been that good breaking ball, and Travis Hunt got him on one. He went down, dug down, and got it for the first hit of the inning.
Here's the kick and the 1-0 on the way off the head of the bat. Flared foul up the right side and out of play as you get a look at the iffy skies overhead here today in the North Saskatchewan River Valley. It's been a cool spring. It's now turned summer. We've had the odd warm day, lots of rain.
This is the best moisture we've had for growing crops around here in a long time, Al.
Yeah, it is. There's a 1-1 pitch, and the ball is belted out into center field. The catch is made here by Bostad. That'll produce a run, and the prospects are on the board.
Now, this is what they wanted, to get the one run. And long flat ball, not overly long, but
Get that one right on the button.
he did. And if he'd have been able to gap that, he would have scored 2 or 3 runs.
Maskill is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Rolled over on a ground ball out. 9 runners at first base here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And the pitch in there at the knee, strike 1. Here's Blohowiak, the on-deck batter.
Now, Ben Irwin has not been throwing a lot of pitches. He's pitching well, but he's getting through batters with 2 and 3 pitches thrown.
And the pitch. There's a bouncing ball up the middle. That should score the run. Bostad up with the ball, makes his throw on one bounce to home plate. And that is good as gold. Great throw here by Robert Bostad. We'll get a look at it on the replay. That throw was right on the money. You see that ball is hammered up the middle. That's absolutely technique by Bostad. Quick with a pickup, cranks his arm, and that ball is there on one bounce and just in time.
Very good throw.
8-2 on the putout if you're scoring at home. And a base hit for Tyler Maskill. But here the prospects played 1 run. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors. And 2 men left on base. Let's go down to the field to play Andrew Peard.
Thank you very much, Al. Just waiting on Jordan Blundell to come over. He wants to have a conversation, though, with the umpire. In the meantime, you guys mentioned the prospects back for just 1 game this week on the road to Weyburn later in the week, and then they are back Canada Day, the big Canada Day game here at Remax Field. You're obviously going to want to make sure, if you're watching right now, grab tickets to that because that's going to be an exceptional afternoon. But pleased to welcome in Jordan Blundell, now manager of the Edmonton Prospects. Jordan, we'll start with your pitcher, Taron Olton. Looks like he settled in nicely after a tough first 2 batters. How do you like the way he's been able to respond?
Yeah, he settled in for us. He's given us a chance to come back, so that's what we asked.
How do you like the patience your guys have shown at the plate, obviously with the way Ben Irwin was throwing, but touch him up a little bit there in the last inning?
Yeah, it's tough to be patient when you don't know what a strike is.
There you go, guys. Back up to you.
All right, here in the 5th inning.
You can hear the frustration in Jordan Blundell's voice, and he's had this down at Medicine Hat. They had situations there with calls, and so now anything that's close, he's looking at it as they're missing, and they could be. The biggest thing with umpiring, Alan, you've seen it in the pros, it goes all the way from the bottom levels to the top levels. Every umpire has his own strike zone, and if he's calling, for example, the low outside pitch all the time a strike, you can't complain about it. You play with it, as long as he's consistent.
Well, I found over the years at the professional level what would infuriate players most of all, and it was epidemic for a while, umpires just were not looking after themselves. In fact, John McSherry died at home plate in the spring training game. They were carrying way too much weight. Because of that, they weren't in position to make proper calls, and that's what's going to get a ball player mad.
And it gets the managers upset.
And here's the 1-1 delivery, low and away. You got to remember now, at big league level, the umpires never have a day off.
No.
You live out of a suitcase. You never have a home game. You're always on the road. And the pitch on the fists, foul to the backstop.
Now, Taron in this inning is doing what he's done previously. He's mixing the ball up, and when he's going for these strikeouts or what he wants to get the ground ball on, he's getting these left-hand hitters right on the hands.
There's a beautiful deuce thrown right there by Taron Olton. Big, soft curveball. He wouldn't hit that one with a base fiddle. Look at that.
Just popped her down.
Fifth strikeout on the afternoon for Olton. Ashton Roy is the batter. Pulled the trigger on a run-scoring double in the third inning. Reached base on an error his opening time through. So he is 1 for 2. 392 batter up there. They got some great hitters in this Lethbridge order.
Yeah, there was a great curveball. Just a tremendous hook on that. Every once in a while, he starts batters off with that curve.
Fastball is high and inside, and we sit with the ball at a strike, 1 out, and the base is empty. Harrell, the first baseman, now drops back to about midway. On the hands, rolled foul at first.
Again, good breaking ball, right on the hands.
Our next telecast will be a week today. It'll be a night contest, Canada Day. Would not surprise me in the least. The sellout crowd will be on hand. And they really put on a beautiful fireworks show. If the game runs a little quick, they'll have a musical interlude. It's a great 5, 6, 7 hours at the ballpark. Ground ball left side. Here's the shortstop, Luther, up with it. And the throw is a little offline, but Harrell, that's why I said earlier in this telecast, the taller the better when you're a first baseman. He was able to toe that bag on a throw that was not particularly accurate. Here it is.
And again, you notice how he took that extra step again. Just excellent play by Harrell at first base.
And Dylan Borman is the batter up. Taron Olton kicks that right leg up, drags the left arm over, and the pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Borman. Now he runs a fastball in on the fans. Now it's fouled away, strike 2.
And again, Olton is mixing his pitches up very well. And so has Ben Irwin. This has been a pretty well pitched game by both pitchers.
Yes, it has. So again, that's next Monday. If you haven't got your tickets, order online. Great way to celebrate Canada's birthday. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. I guess we're, 102 years old?
Well,
152 years old.
152 years old, yeah. You missed 50 years there all of a sudden.
I wish it was 102 years old. Pitch low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Olton works right off the third base side of the pitching slab, and there he throws a beautiful deuce right into the strike zone. He's mixing that stuff up just like a tossed salad.
It is. That's a beautiful curve. Between he and Irwin, they're putting a clinic on and throwing breaking balls today.
Smoke rings across here in the top half of the 5th inning. Prospects coming to bat. They're down by 2. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Bottom half of the 5th inning. And Pierce Blahoyek on an 0-for-1 afternoon leads the way. Here comes the pitch. Ben Irwin, a big right-hander with a breaking pitch from a straight overhand delivery, 0-1. Brandon Luther and Katsu Takahashi do up here for the Prospects. Check swing on a breaking ball. That's a nice breaking pitch. It's a strike called, 0-2.
A very good pitch.
Ball slapped on the ground near to the shortstop, Volcano. He loves it, he throws it, and it's not in time. Beats out an infield hit.
Now there is a case of Pierce Blahoyek's speed. You watch, when that ball is hit, he's flying. He keeps his head down. Here comes the throw.
Good throw.
Perfect throw. But
yeah, he just beat it out.
Just beat it out.
You know what? Speed like that. Imagine if he could turn around, bat left-handed. 2 feet closer to first.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah.
Brandon Luther is the batter. 1 for 2 this afternoon. Represents the tying run.
Again, we have Blahoyek. He'll get out on the carpet here. He stretches it. And again, watch his shoulders. They're turned slightly to second base, which enables that if you got a good pickoff move, You got the opportunity to get him. And he just beat that one.
That's a good throw.
It's a very good throw. Down low where you want it.
Yeah, slides out of the bag. Brandon Luther batting .455 coming into play today. Batting .500 this afternoon. Wide open stance from the left side of the plate. Shows the bunt, drops the bunt down in foul territory.
That caught I believe this catches the catcher on the fingers.
Yeah, it did.
You know that smarts.
Double play depth in the middle infield. Borman is up wide of the bag at third. The outfield is around to the left.
Now, Blahovic does something interesting here. It's in the cutouts here. Still a little not soupy, but it's tough. You watch what he does with his lead foot. He gets on that carpet. He digs that foot into the carpet. Getting every opportunity he can, because every base runner, Al, does a crossover. That's why base runners are the model for people of how you want to get off with speed. It's that crossover step and go. And this young man does it very well.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. The runner goes. Roger Riley out of his crouch and lets her rip. The throw on one, bounce to second. The tag put down by Volcano.
Now, I believe he slides under this. The throw's pretty good. Yeah, he did. He slid under it. The ball bounced up. Allowed him to get in safe. Very good jump again by Blahovic. He gets in on that carpet, digs in, and away he goes.
Another big lead taken out at second base. Ball is nubbed in fair territory. Picked up here by Riley, the catcher. Guns the throw on to first base. The runner is forced to hold, and you have one away.
There's that ball just come out in front and sat. It's very soft.
And Katsu Takahashi, the batter.
There's a case also where the catcher did a good thing. He looked right at Blahovic and stopped him from going, and then threw to first.
Here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. A short homestand that will conclude at the end of this ball game. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Prospects will be, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, be in Weyburn to play the Beavers. Only lost 3 times all year. And next Monday, home for the big fireworks show on July 1st. Takahashi takes one high and hot, 1 ball, no strike.
You know, I'm wondering now whether he'll try a little push bunt here. The third baseman is playing off. Katsu's had trouble hitting from this side, and he bunts well. He could bunt for a base hit here. At least get Blahovic to third.
Strike on the outside corner, right on the block. Other games today, we've got Yorkton at Melville with a split doubleheader. First pitch went off at 12:05 at the ballpark at Melville. They'll play the night game, the return game, tonight in Yorkton. We got Medicine Hat at Regina this evening. And the Fort McMurray Giants are in Brooks.
Now, I would suspect here Al Irwin's going to throw that breaking ball and try to backdoor him just on that outside corner like he did on his second pitch.
And here's the pitch from Ben Irwin. Overhand curveball strike, 2-2. Irwin today making his 5th appearance and his 4th start. With a 3.50 earned run average, the league isn't hitting nothing but a loud foul off him this year, hitting about 210 off Irwin. Ball slapped back up the middle, picked up here by Ashton Roy. His throw, that's a nice play. He had to throw across his body. moving away from the target. That's not an easy play. And you got a man at third with 2 away. See, that's off balance, thrown across your body.
Very good throw.
Travis Hunt, the batter up on a 1-for-2 afternoon. Lee getting 221 off Ben Irwin.
He mixes his pitches up so well. His fastball, not necessarily overly fast, but he has good location with it. And he blends that beautifully with that breaking ball.
There's a knee buckling curveball in at the knee, strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. Misses high with a fastball. No, he doesn't. That's a called strike.
I think that was a little high. And this is
spoke too soon.
Jordan Blundell, if he was upset with the ones before, he's going to be very upset with that pitch. There's nothing you can do about it. Umpires call the ball and strikes, and that's the way it goes.
The right-hander's pitch, and that's a good one. That's a curveball strike. Swing and a miss. And that for Ben Irwin is his 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Here in the 5th, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 5. It's a good one this afternoon. A 2-run ball game, 3-1 score. The Bulls lead. And this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Jarrett Semeniuk will lead it off. Here at the top of the 6th inning. Teron Olden got touched up for a couple of runs early, but not a sniff through the 4th and the 5th. What he does, John, is he throws strikes, and more times than not, that's going to get you by.
Well, exactly.
You don't throw strikes, you're beat before you start.
No, exactly. He's throwing 70 pitches, 43 for strikes, 27 balls. That's pretty good pitching.
Semeniuk has popped up and struck out in the ball game. Wind up by Teron Olden. And there was a razor sharp curveball that just curved back in and caught the inside block. 0-1. Right leg up, left arm over. Swing and a miss. Took a bigger rip at that breaking ball. Go to 0-2.
That one looked like the slider coming in. Little flatter angle on his arm action.
And the 0-2 pitch. We're going to waste one outside.
He throws that 3/4 arm action anyway, Al, and it's interesting with him. He mixes things up very well.
Breaking ball. That was pretty much textbook. Jake Geary didn't hold it cleanly. He has to put the tag down on Semeniuk. You can score that as a swinging strikeout, number 7. And 2 unassisted on the putout. And Roger Riley will be the batter. The Bulls are heating up a fresh arm in the bullpen. Got a right-hander up and throwing off the mound. Riley here today on a 0-for-2 afternoon. Took a cut at a slash-high fastball, fouls it back, strike 1.
And that looked like that was his 4-seam fastball. He likes to start off a lot of batters with that pitch. He runs that inside a little bit to a right-handed hitter.
And a hanger that's belted into left field. That ball's squared nicely by Roger Riley. It's a 1-out single to left field. That ended a string of putouts by Teron Olden at 5. He got a ground ball out in the 4th, a strikeout, a ground ball, and a strikeout in the 5th. Strikeout to lead things off here in the 6th. And the base hit ends that string.
And you find also with that, he got the ball up a little bit on the inside part of the plate. Riley got around on it really well.
Better crowd than I thought would be here today. At 10 o'clock, it did not look promising. Big off-speed curve, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 13-12, the Prospects. Losers yesterday in Medicine Hat. Picked up 1 win out of the 3 games played in that series in Medicine Hat. Fastball high. Jake Geary, here's a throwback down to first base. Mercier hitting .235. Front foot open. Leans into the pitch and he got under it. He pops it up. Short left field. Luther, the shortstop, makes the catch. 2 away. And Liam Volcano will be the batter.
Again, looked like a good breaking ball. Got him popping up.
Surrey, British Columbia ball player. Freshman out of UBC. And the pitch is a breaking ball strike. Well, who knows what's going to happen in this ball game, but let's say the Prospects don't win this game. And then what you've done is you've wasted a really good outing by your starting pitcher.
And that's exactly the thing you never want to do. You always want, when your pitcher's pitching like this, you want to get runs.
Here's the 0-2. Tried to check his swing up. He couldn't do it, and that'll be a strikeout. Strikeout number 8. This will be the swung on variety.
As also, you watch the replay here. This is good play by Jake Geary. The bat comes around. Lots of times catchers will bobble that ball or drop it. Locked it up good. Another strikeout.
Up to the batters now as we move to the home half of the 6th inning. A 3-1 Lethbridge lead. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. There you see the new pitcher. We'll talk about him in just a minute. Ben Irwin today. Nice pitching line. 5-inning distance, 1 earned run. On 5 hits, he struck out 5. He only walked the batter. Kept the ball down, moved it around, and pitched ahead in the count. Cal Thiel make his 8th relief appearance, 12 innings. 9 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned runs. 6 base on balls, 8 strikeouts. Earned run average of 5.10. The Western Canada League hitting .205 off Cal Thiel. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Hard ground ball to the left side. Volcano stays with it. That ball just about ate him up. But the shortstop makes the play. A lot of spin on that ball.
It was, and you get this bounce and come right up off his shoulder. He did a tremendous job just turning with it and getting the glove up and make the play.
Just about every clubhouse I've ever been in has always had this stuff that's called atomic bomb, B-A-L-M.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be applying that to that shoulder today. And you could fry a steak on that stuff. Change up, swing, and a foul off third. Strike 1. Cal Thiel, Niagara Falls ball player. Big 6'2", 180-pounder, a freshman out of Niagara University in New York.
Now, he brought that ball in on Jake Geary's hands. He got around on it real well.
There he reaches for a pitch, and it's popped up into short left center field. Here's the shortstop, Volcano. He's got 2 outstanding defensive plays here in this inning. One of the things you always judge a shortstop and a second baseman on is their ability to go out into the outfield on those little Texas leaguers. And there you see, he was there in lots of time. Cal Thiel.
He was there in lots of time. He got a real good jump on the ball, a really fine jump on the ball.
So 2 up, 2 down here in the last of 6. Bo Gilbo is the batter. Five in a row have been set down by the Lethbridge pitchers. The first 3 by the starting pitcher, Ben Irwin. And 2 gone here in the 6th. As Bo Gilbo takes high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. You see the patio area right behind the catcher. It's a great place to watch the ball game. get your food and beverage service right there. You see exactly what the batter sees. 3-0. Gilbo hitting .229. He's going to get ball 4 on 4 pitches.
Now batting left fielder number 32, Jake Mcdonald.
Cal Thiel had pretty good command of his breaking ball, but all 4 of those were fastballs high and outside. And Jake McDonald is the batter. He's knocked in the game's lone run as far as the prospects are concerned with a ball that he belted up the middle. We got a run batted in and no time at bat. Jake takes a strike. It's 0-1. Breaking pitch for a strike. The Blue Jays are in action tonight. They took 2 out of 3 from Boston. Going to find things a little tougher, I would think. They're at Yankee Stadium tonight. Aaron Sanchez is starting. He's just had a real rough 5 or 6 weeks.
He has. And
breaking ball is spinning. He's throwing behind in the count.
I don't think it's going to get any easier for him tonight either.
Some of those monsters that they have playing for the New York Yankees.
Here's a case you both just about got caught off. Just got back in time. Good throw to first.
What's that big outfielder's name? Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
He is a specimen.
He is. You know, you look at the power they've got in their ball players. Stanton, Judge. They just got a solid ball club.
And the pitch fouled away.
And
that's Boone's second year managing that team. Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
Former Calgary Cannon.
Hey, he's a pretty good ball player.
Third generation of Boones. Ray Boone played in the 40s. His dad, or his son, Bob Boone, I knew him a little bit. Boy, what a physical specimen he was. And the pitch. High. He was a big believer in a sort of a workout system invented by the Phillies trainer at the time. His name was Gus Heffling. And it was, I don't know how to describe it, but you want to talk about conditioning.
You're talking about Bob Boone now, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the most well-conditioned athletes you'd ever see.
I'm inside. That'll put the tying run aboard. Back-to-back walks issued by Cal Thiel. Tyler Maskill is the batter. He's going to get a fresh arm up and throwing in the bullpen of the Lethbridge Bulls. Prospect pen has been idle all day.
Now what the catcher is basically telling Thiel here, just relax, throw strikes. Let your guys behind you make the plays. They've been doing it so far. That's how you got your first 2 outs. But Al, you know and I know, when a pitcher starts losing his confidence a little bit on strikes and balls, that plate gets smaller and smaller to him.
Looks like an aspirin.
Yeah.
So with men at first and second, here's the pitch, and the ball is looped out into left field. Back to get it, he's going to make the play. He'll get an assisted 2 putouts here in the 6th inning. There's Volcano, the shortstop. Tyler Maskill just got under the pitch a little bit, and it dies here in the moist air overhead. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. Andrew Peart, take it away.
Thank you very much, Al. Just like we talked about in the 4th inning, next home game for the Prospects is coming up on Canada Day. Always a special day here at Remax Field. Make sure you get your tickets for that. They'll have fireworks going on. It'll be excellent. And then less than a week later, the WCBL brings its All-Star game here to Remax Field. That'll be Sunday, July 7th. Going to be an excellent afternoon here at the ballpark. Now, something our pal Dean Millard likes to do is this date in baseball history. I got a good one for you today, gentlemen. 40 years ago today, the Oakland Athletics lost a game 5-1 to the Texas Rangers. But why that date is important, there was a player for the Athletics making his major league debut. His name was Ricky Henderson. He'd have a single, a double, and the first of his 1,406 stolen bases on his way to Cooperstown. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, of course, just 10 years ago, won a World Series with the Toronto Blue Jays as well. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, he appeared here one time when the Oakland A's played an exhibition game. What a ball player, Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. Well, and that, you remember when Oakland was there, they had one of their coaches with him was Duffy Dyer. And Duffy was a catcher for us at Arizona State when I was there. And, you know, Duffy had a career as a backup catcher in the major leagues. Ended up playing 15 years in the major leagues.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He was. Handled pitchers extremely well.
Robert Bostad, the center fielder. Here to lead things off in the 7th inning. Teron Olton into his windup. Breaking ball missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Edmonton now with a right-hander up and throwing in the pen. The Bulls also with a right-hander getting loose. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, foul tick, held by the catcher, Jake Geary.
Now, up to this point, Teron Olton's throwing 85 pitches and 44 of them for strikes.
There's a ball looped the other way with an inside-out swing, a lazy pop fly to Jake Mcdonald. There to grab it, 1 gone. And Grant Carey will be the batter. It's been a wrecking crew today as you see that lazy fly ball and the easy play made by Jake Mcdonald.
Now, Jake Mcdonald is usually a catcher, but he's playing the outfield today. He's a utility player. He has played some first base.
Pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Ricky Henderson's last minor league assignment was in the Pacific Coast League in 1980 with the Ogden A's. There's the pitch, and that's a frozen rope. You can hang clothes on that line. He seeing the ball well today. That's 3 base hits on the afternoon for Grant Carey. A big fly ball in the 1st inning. Ball belted out into right field in the 3rd. And a line drive double here in the 7th.
Now here's a case where Teron Olton was trying to get in on his hands and got it just a little bit toward the middle of the plate, but he got around in that ball something else to get the bat around on it to give it that stroke for a double.
Caleb Warden is the batter. So like I said, 1980, Ricky Henderson played with the Ogden A's in the Pacific Coast League. The Ogden A's the following year became the Edmonton Trappers. That's why I know that. Big curveball, swing and a miss. Warden today has reached base on an error. He was the 3rd and the 5th strikeout of the Prospects left-handed pitcher. And here's the strike 1 delivery. A little bit low. Go to a ball and a strike. Olton rocks on the rubber. That should be it out. It's a pop fly. Pretty much a room service fly ball here to the center fielder, Blahoyak. Gets it on back to the infield on 1 bounce to the 3rd baseman, Maskill. 2 away.
Now, this is a good play by Blahoviak. He gets under it and he gets his shoulders turned right away and lets it go. And if it's not cut, it's perfect right to the 3rd baseman. Keep him on 2nd base.
Ashton Roy, the batter. Matchup of the left-handed pitcher and the left-handed batter here in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes.
Now it seems like Teron Olton is starting to lose a little on his control on his first pitch. He's been up a little bit on a couple of these batters.
And the 1-0 delivery. There's some high gas. Ashton Roy chases it. And next Monday, 7:05 contest as the Prospects celebrate Canada Day.
That's always a
fireworks show to follow.
Yeah, always a fun day at the ballpark at
Yeah.
Canada Day. That's best game to be at.
There he turned the ball over. Pitches on the outside corner. And Teron Olton is 1 good pitch away from putting the Bulls to bed here in the 7th inning. That's the pitch. As a breaking ball will get Teron Olton his 9th strikeout on the day. Look at the bottom, fell right out of that thing.
Beautiful pitch.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. 6.5 in the books, and the Bulls lead by 2. Prospects baseball from Remax Field. Blohoyak will be the leadoff batter. Brandon Luther and Katsu Takahashi. See if the prospects can get a couple of runs for Teron Olton. We have a new pitcher in for the Lethbridge Bulls. So Cal Thiel works 1 inning of scoreless relief with 2 base on balls. Ball game got underway right at 1:30 this afternoon. Here it's 3:30, so including a rain delay. We're about 2 hours and 10 minutes into this one. And Evan O'Toole on to pitch. Here's the wind and the delivery, a sinker ball inside ball 1 from Evan O'Toole out of Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Count is even at a ball and a strike. O'Toole, a 6'2" 180-pound freshman out of the Vauxhall Baseball Academy in Southern Alberta.
Boy, a lot of kids have come through that academy, haven't they, Al?
That they have. And the ball's popped up into short right field, drifting on in as Grant Carey to make the catch, 1 away. Evan O'Toole makes his 4th relief appearance. He's been used sparingly, 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, an unearned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 save. Hasn't given up an earned run yet, and the league is batting .154 off Evan O'Toole. Brandon Luther, 1 for 3 afternoon. And the pitch. Hard ground ball punched into right field. One thing the addition of Brandon Luther has done, prospects were a little light on left-handed batters, so you're going to see more right-handed pitching than left. Good to have another left-handed stick in the order.
It is, and somebody who can stroke the ball like he does, a pretty good hit.
Do we have a pinch hitter here for Katsu Takahashi?
It does look like it.
Yes, we are. Number 23, is it?
Looks like
25. Pitches a curveball, a swing and a miss.
It's Nolan Walker, who normally plays first base.
Tying run at the plate. Nobody out here in the last of 7. Evan O'Toole, 3rd pitcher on the afternoon for the Bulls. Strides home and comes way out of his tuck, and the fastball is high and wide of the target. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nolan Walker out of Meridian, Idaho.
Does have some power.
Here's a pitch to him. And he lifts a pop fly into short left field on towards the foul chalk. Brett Mercier there to make the catch. 2 balls hit in the air, but not a lot on them, and there's 2 away. Travis Hunt is the batter.
And that ball was over the center of the plate. It wasn't like he got jammed. Just got underneath it and flared it to left field.
Travis Hunt today, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Starter today was Ben Irwin. Went the opening 5 innings. Coughed up 1 run earned, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, pitched well. Pitched primarily ahead in the count. There's a wicked breaking ball thrown by this right-hand pitcher, Evan O'Toole. Broke late. That's what they call late life.
And one thing with Travis Hunt I've noticed today, it looks like he's not his normal, smooth swinging self. He's definitely swinging for power.
Runner goes and the ball is belted into left field. That ball has got some carry on it. It's going to score a run. It'll be an extra base hit. As pulling in a second is Travis Hunt. He smoked that ball to the wall. The tying run is now in scoring position. A run-scoring double.
And if you notice, Alps, right after I said he wasn't swinging the bat real well, he just stroked that.
Well, if the prospects roll the dice, and it comes up nice for me to see the run come in to score. The runner was Brandon Luther, and he was off and running with the pitch, and because of that, he scores as opposed to just going to third. 3-2 ball game.
And it does look like Luther's got a little bit of speed in him. That's the first time we've seen him play, but
found a new gear between second and third.
He certainly did.
Here's the other newcomer, Edgar Harrell, right-hand batting first baseman. Tying run at second base here in the last half of the 7th inning. And the pitch bounced wide at third base. Borman is up with it. Sidearms on to first. And that'll do it as the prospects make it a 1-run ball game. On a single punched into right by Brendan Luther, and Travis Hunt pulls the trigger and hits a bullet off the wall in left field. And the prospects are down by a run as we head to the 8th inning. Here in the 7th, 1 run and a pair of hits, no errors, 1 man left aboard. Got a good one for you here this afternoon. The 8th inning coming up, and this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Teran Olton remains in the ball game to pitch the 8th inning. Nolan Walker is now playing at first base. And I do believe Harrell has moved on to second.
Leading off for the Bulls, number 23, Dylan Borman.
So unofficially, that's Walker now at first base, Harrell at second. And the batter is Dylan Borman, the third baseman. Right-hander continues to throw in the Edmonton bullpen. As Teran Olton rocks into his windup. And the first pitch is a breaking ball fouled in the batter's box. Strike 1. 9 strikeout day for Teran Olton. Here's the ball. It's hit hard way out into left center field. Won't get caught. Blahoyak will have to play this one off the base of the wall. And that'll be a gap double off the bat of Dylan Borman. Get it going here in the 8th inning. Get that one pretty good.
He tagged it real well. And again, Taryn got that up over the middle of the plate. And just got a tag. Now, the prospects have had 2 relievers going for the last inning. And I believe Scott Gillespie is one of them. And I think Teran will have a short leash in this inning.
Dylan Borman takes his lead off at second base. Jared Semeniuk is the batter up. There he shows the bunt. He tried to bunt his man down to third, fouls it straight back. 0-1. Lethbridge Bulls now heating up a fresh arm. Left-hander up in the bullpen mound.
Now, Teran Olton on that pitch, he kept it up in the strike zone. It's tough to bunt something higher in the strike zone.
Maskill will play inside the bag at third. And the pitch. Strike down the middle. They're going to get the lead runner in a pickle. That's a good bit of base running by that guy. He drew about 5 throws, but Dylan Borman is gone, leading too far off of second base.
And one last defensive change, now playing third base, Edgar Harrell.
That's going to go 2 to 4 to 5 to 6. That's a big out now. Teron Olkin can abandon the set position, work back from the windup where he's more comfortable. And the count is 0-2, and there's the breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. Strikeout number 10 for Teron Olkin.
If we see that on the replay, this is just a wonderful job on this pitch, Al. Watch how that breaks off right on the corner. And a good job by Jay Gary of framing that ball.
Roger Riley, the catcher, is the batter. Three-two ball game with 2 out. The base is empty. Here in the top of the 8th inning. That ball is tomahawked foul up the right side and out of play. Strike 1. Riley 1 for 3 today. Got a base hit between short and third his last time up. Here he drifts the ball out into deep left center field. Blahowiak ran a long way to get to that ball. And that does it. On that fly ball up the middle.
On the replay, you watch this. Oh, they just have it from the center field camera. What a jump Blahowiak gets on this.
Ball not carrying particularly well today. About to died a little bit in the afternoon air, but watch Blahowiak. He was playing in and more towards the right field gap, so that's a long way to run to make the play.
It is, and he just got off and read it right. Had a good trajectory on it for him.
This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. The defensive changes for the Prospects in the top half of the inning. Javier Ramirez moved into the ball game. He'll play at shortstop. Luther moves from shortstop and plays at second. And Nolan Walker in the ball game, the pinch hitter for Katsu Takahashi at first base. And Jake Geary will lead things off.
Number 22, Jake Gary.
Geary today has popped up, bounced out. He's popped up twice. Once to second, once to short, and hit a ball back to the mound. This is Evan O'Toole, third pitcher on the afternoon for the Lethbridge Bulls.
Got a ball out of the bullpen on the field. Get it off of there.
And O'Toole is ready to go. Here comes the pitch. About to stare that one out of the catcher's mitt. Hits a sharp ground ball foul of the bag at third. Strike 1 on the batter. Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, off days for the Prospects. They'll be in Weyburn. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night against the hottest club in the Western Canada Baseball League. 16 victories and 3 losses. And there, Jake Geary takes one for the team. Didn't try real hard to get out of the way of that.
Didn't try it at all, and sometimes he turned his shoulder a little, so that's okay. But he hustles down there to first base. Get down there in case the umpire told him he was out or called it a ball.
Tying run is aboard with nobody out here in the last half of the 8th inning. Lethbridge heating a left-hander up in the bullpen. The Prospect bullpen is idle. O'Toole, a 6'2", 200-pound right-hand pitcher, and he drops a breaking ball into the strike zone, 0-1.
Good pitch. Right on the inside corner.
Here's a long stride home in the pitch, breaking ball. And Bo Gilbo goes around on it, 0-2. Gilbo drew a base on ball in the 4th. He drew another one in the 6th inning. Was stranded at second base. He struck out swinging his first time through. 7 hits in total for the Prospects today. Eight hits for the Lethbridge Bulls.
It's been one of those real competitive games. Pitchers make a mistake here or there, costly. But basically well played defensively and offensively.
And here's the strike 2 pitch. Threw him a strike, and he had to use what is called a defensive swing. Maybe not a hittable ball, but close enough that you don't want to get called out on strikes.
And so far, he's throwing 4 pitches here, all for strikes.
And the pitch is a called third strike.
And I think if we see the replay on that, it looks to me like that ball really broke off. That's a good pitch. What Gilbo is saying is it broke late, that it was high. But from our center field camera, it looked pretty good.
That is the first strikeout here for Evan O'Toole. Jake Mcdonald is the batter up. Middle infield is shortened up. They're playing for 2. Borman is about midway at third. The outfield today. Brett Mercier in left field. Robert Bostad in center. Grant Carey in right. They're playing a little bit further in than they normally would in the outfield because of the wind today and the ball not carrying. Runner goes. There's the throw. And in with a stolen base is Jake Geary.
Now, Jake Geary showed something there. They held him, and then you'll see it here. And you see it, everybody got a good jump on the ball, and the throw a little bit off. And he thought he was going to be able to get a shot for third there, but it's smart by him to just stay at second. Now,
1 ball and no strikes here to Jake McDonald.
And now, base hit should score the run, especially if it's in the gap between right and left center and right and center field.
And here's a set and the 1-0 pitch. A fastball right at the knee. McDonald today is 0 for 1 with a run batted in. Prospects trying to climb back up to a 500 record for the first time this season. They are a sub 500 team, 10-11. Breaking ball strike 1-2.
We have sure seen our share of breaking balls today, Al. Both starting pitchers exceptional with them.
O'Toole strides to the plate, and the ball is hit foul up the right side, hit up off the high end of the bat, and out of play. Curveball has made a comeback in baseball for a period of time. You saw a lot of sinkers, sliders, fastballs, forkballs, split fingers, and not so many breaking balls. The big curve, but it's made a comeback.
And a lot of players actually use it as a changeup.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. And again, ball hit foul up the right side and out of play.
Now Jake Mcdonald is doing a nice job at this at bat. That was a good breaking ball again. Just got enough of it. Keep alive.
Jake Geary's on a free ride pretty much. He got hit with a pitch to go to first, stole second. And he represents the tying run here in the last half of the 8th inning. This time around, he gets a fastball right under the label. Fouls it back off and to our right here into the seats.
There again, you're looking at a 1-2 count, but he's throwing 5 strikes in here. At 3 fouled off, or 4 fouled off.
He breaks for third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul to the backstop. If there's nobody out, he can look at rolling a ground ball off to the right and move your man to third, but with one out, you can't do that.
Exactly right.
Our next telecast next Monday. It's about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock on Canada Today. If you haven't got your tickets, you might want to get them. We'll be in short supply. The long-range weather forecast looks to be ideal. Jay McDonald's doing a nice job of wearing this pitcher out.
He really is. We're talking 7 strikes he's thrown and fouled off 6 of them in 1 ball. He just keeps working them. Now you notice they're trying to hold Jake Geary close. They know that this prospect team likes to attack. They like to steal bases. They like to move.
They don't like that lead he's taking. He's got both feet out on the carpet.
He's stretching the carpet a little bit there. And so now this gets into a pitcher's mind, Al, as you know. And when that happens, all of a sudden the pitches don't get on the corners so much. They can get out over the plate or it could be off the plate.
Here's a 1-2 delivery. Hard ground ball to the left side. Volcano feels this ball in the hole, throws it on 1 bounce to first base. Can't do it much better than that. Game of inches sometimes, this game of baseball. Look at this. Volcano deep into the hole. He's down on his knees. He gets up, throws a 1-hopper to first base, and on the turf you can do that. Larry Boa made a living doing just that.
He could do that, and it was a very nice play by him. That's hard to get in the hole, then come back across your body and make the throw. And the important thing is there, whether it bounces or not isn't as important as having it straight on. If that's off any bit on right field side or in toward home plate, you're going to be being in there for...
We're going to have a pitching change. We'll take a quick timeout. The tying runs at third with 2 away here in the last half of the 8th. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. There you look at the new pitcher in the ball game, left-hander. Jaden Griffin out of Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. Freshman from Vauxhall Academy. Jaden Griffin. Javier Ramirez will be the batter. Griffin makes his 4th relief appearance here this afternoon at Remax Field. 13 innings of work on the year, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Look at this walk to strikeout ratio. 8 base on balls to 20 strikeouts. So he must have some kind of dynamic pitch. He's got nice mechanics, I can tell you that. He throws a fastball upstairs, ball 1. .31 earned run average for Griffin. The league is batting a $160 off him. 1-0 record, no saves. 1 ball and no strikes. Tying run at third base. Infield fully back with 2 away. Is the stride in the pitch, and it's foul to the backstop. Incomplete totals for Evan O'Toole, an inning and 2/3. He's on the hook for 1 and maybe 2 runs. They'd both be earned. 2 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. And the pitch. Didn't get a good piece of wood on it. That ball is belted out into center field. Drifting back and onto his right is Bostad, and he's there to make the catch. So those will bring the totals complete on Evan O'Toole. He surrenders 1 run through an inning and 2/3 innings. Here for the Prospects, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man stranded as we move on to the 9th inning. And take it away, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Al. Standing by here with Prospects pitcher Andrew Lowe from Bossier City, Louisiana. How'd I do there?
Yeah, it was perfect. Perfect.
You've been with the team for a little while now. How are you adapting to being up here in Canada, in Edmonton? I know you haven't quite got onto the field here at Remax Field, but how do you like being around the squad so far?
I love this team. They mesh very well. Everyone seems to get along, so it's a good, cohesive unit.
Give us the Andrew Lowe scouting report. What type of a pitcher are you? What do you like to throw when you get up there?
Just a good mix. Mainly fastball. You just want to command the zone with the fastball, establish that, and then after that, you want to finish off your opponent with off speed and just being able to locate your pitches. So,
what are you guys looking to do here in the 9th inning, try and complete this comeback?
Well, I know Taryn's going to go out here and he's going to give us a good 9th inning, and we're going to come back in and just string good ABs together, some good at bats, and we're going to bring it home. We're going to win.
Perfect. Thanks for this, Andrew.
Oh, no problem. Absolutely.
I'll back up to you guys.
All right, let's move on to the 9th inning. In a 1-run ball game today.
And Taryn Olton is staying in the game. Now, he's pitched well. He's thrown 101 pitches, and of those, 60 for strikes.
And a few of the pitches that he didn't throw in the strike zone, he didn't throw them in the strike zone intentionally. They weren't just due to lack of control.
No, he's pretty good with where his location is. He has done a nice job all season with it.
So far today, 10 strikeouts for Taryn Olton. He scattered 8 hits. All 3 runs are earned runs. A couple of times he got a ball up a little bit. He surrendered a 2-run homer to Grant Carey in the 1st inning. And that was a rocket out of the park. Give up a double in the 8th inning to Dylan Borman. A double to Ashton Roy in the 3rd inning. And a double to Grant Carey in the 7th. So it'll be the 8, 9, and the 1 batters, barring any pinch hitters. Here for the Bulls, Brett Mercier, the batter. He struck out and popped up twice today.
Let's see what Taryn Olton starts with on this batter. Had him popping up twice.
Strides, he delivers, and the pitch is down and away, ball 1. No matter what his outcome is, he's eaten up 8 good innings today for the ball club, giving the bullpen a little bit of rest.
He sure has.
Breaking pitch. Out of the strike zone, 2 balls and no strikes on Mercier. Prospects have got a right-hander heated up and ready to go. And a left-hander starting to play long toss on the bullpen. Count is even at 2-2. Two and 2, you call it an even count, but really it's still a pitcher's count. A 3-2 count is an even count. Pitcher has 1 strike to work with. The batter has also 1 strike to work with. That should do it for the opening batter here of the inning. Lazy fly ball up the middle. Please Blahowiak there to make the catch, 1 away. And Liam Volcano, the batter.
Now this Taron Olden's been doing this a lot in this game. When he's not striking them out, he's got them popping up. Got a number of fly balls.
That will do it for Taron Olden today. They leave him in to face Mercier. Fresh pitcher will come in with one gone and the base is empty. Nicely done for the young man from Legal, Alberta. Taron Olden. Take a timeout. This is Edmonton Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Scott Gillespie, the new pitcher in the ball game. Totals for Taron Olden today, 8 1/3 innings. 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 10 strikeouts, and he only walked one batter.
And he threw a total of 107 pitches, of which, what are you looking at here? 62 were for strikes.
Scott Gillespie, a 6'4", 205-pound right-hander. Attends Arkansas Monticello College. Comes from Sherwood Park. He'll make his 6th appearance in relief, 5 2/3 innings. 14 hits, 11 runs. Four earned runs, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, and ERA is 6.35. League is batting .483 off Scott Gillespie. And the pitch is on the inside half of the plate for a strike.
Well, Gillespie's got a good fastball, and he likes to start off with it.
Infield plays back, outfield is straight away. Gillespie works right down the middle of the pitching slab. And the ball is nubbed out in front of the plate. Jake Geary there to grab it. 2-3 on the putout, 2 away. And Robert Bostad will be the batter up. And back out to the mound.
Very good pitch.
We'll have a pitching change. So that's a short day's work for Gillespie. He makes his way off. A left-hander coming in to pitch. And this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Traffic is going to start heating up here in a few minutes, 10 minutes after 4 o'clock. Rush hour. Matthew Erickson, Boulder, Colorado. 6'1", 200-pound left-hander. Out of Yale University. That was a slider, and it's down and away, ball 1. Erickson will make his 7th appearance on the season. And a sinker ball is in for a strike. He's got 2 starts, 18 innings of pitching, 18 runs, 9 earned. 6 walks, 21 strikeouts. There he throws a strike. 3.37 earned run average, the league batting .250 off of Matt Erickson. Robert Bostad is the batter up. Prospects elect to go with the left-hand pitcher to face the left-handed batter, and this time it works out pretty good. That's a strikeout here on Bostad. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Up to the batters now. The Prospects down by a run, and 3 tries to try to plate that run. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. There you see the relief pitcher, Jaden Griffin. He's got a chance here to record a save. And preserve a victory for Ben Irwin. And he'd go to 3-1. So the last of 9 is underway. Blahoyek is the batter up. Fastball is upstairs. Ball 1. The Bulls can hold on. They'd be a ball club 2 games above 500. They would improve to 12-10. Prospects would fall to 11-13. Jaden Griffin, big left-hander, a ball that was a sinking fastball, a swing and a miss, 1-1. Good movement on the pitch. Brandon Luther and Nolan Walker Go up here in the Edmonton 9th inning. Way better crowd than I thought they'd have gotten today with this terrible weather. 1,156 in the seats. Here's the kick and the 1-1 delivery. Fastball high of the target, 2 balls and 1 strike. If Ben Irwin does pick up the win, this is a young pitcher from Spruce Grove, he'd have a 3-1 record.
He pitched very well in this
he did.
game.
Yeah, he did. Middle infield is fully back. They're about midway on the corners. Over at first base, Semeniuk is playing just off the foul line. Pitches get up into the empty seats here off to our right.
Well, that came
We're going to
off,
get a little weather coming in here, you know that?
It feels like it. That came off the catcher's mask. That had to smart a little bit.
I don't think I'll be barbecuing anything tonight.
I don't think so. This might get the stove going.
That is obscene to have the fireplace on in June. There's a base hit to left field, and the tying run is aboard. Pierce Blohoyak with a base hit. And now they got 3 cracks to try and score him. Well, actually 2. Don't do it on the third one.
Here's a young man who can move the bases, too. With his speed, his base running ability.
Brandon Luther today. He sprayed the ball. He pulled pulled a ball into right. He slapped the ball into left. Front foot open. Works reasonably deep in the batter's box. Shows the bunt. Takes high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Again, playing just good, solid baseball. They can get that ball down on a good bunt. Get Blahoviak to second.
That'll bring Borman way inside the bag at third base. There's a throwback on to first.
Now that was not this young man's best move. He showed it right off the bat. He will have a quicker move than that. He might be trying to bait Blahoviak. We talked about how Pierce turns his shoulders, and you can see him turn now.
Breaking pitch misses, ball 2. $1,156 Hardy souls in the seats today. A cool afternoon. Pitches on the inside half of the plate for a strike. No doubt about it, he wants to drop down a bunt. Griffin at the belt, the big left-hander looks home, throws on to first. Lefties always do that. If they're going to throw to first, they look home. That's your tip-off. I've never seen one that doesn't.
I never have either. You know, you would think sometimes they just go.
There's the bunt. It's not textbook. Roger Riley comes out of his crouch and makes an easy catch. And you've got 1 away, and your chances of scoring that run greatly diminish. Not a bad pitch to bunt on. It was a breaking ball away. Just didn't deaden the ball properly.
He didn't, and got under a little bit. That's what'll happen.
Nolan Walker is the batter.
As we talked about earlier, Nolan Walker does have some power.
And the pitch inside. Ball 1. Can't say that the ball is not carrying well today. If you hit it good, it carries. The home run, he didn't get cheated on that rip.
No.
You get under the ball, well, it doesn't carry. I always thought the Remax Field was a pretty fair park. Granted, it's a big ballpark. It was built for AAA baseball, 420 up the middle. That's unheard of at this level of baseball. 340 to the left, 320 to the right. But if you get a good piece of wood on it, the ball carries, unless it's raining and it's high humidity. That always favors the pitcher. The more humid the temperature, the conditions, the more bite your breaking ball is going to have.
Exactly right, and that's one of the reasons today maybe that if you look at the two starting pitchers, how their breaking balls are just snapping off. Pretty good humidity today.
Here's Blahoyak, and this kid, if he had wings, he could fly, he could motor. And he reached base on a ball pulled between the short and the third baseman to get it going here in the ninth. He certainly got the pitching today to win the ball game. 2 runs most nights is not going to get you a victory. Strike down the middle, 1-2.
Now, there's times you got to get that bat off the shoulder, and getting 2 strikes before you start swinging sometimes gets you in trouble.
Ben Irwin, 5-inning distance today. Pitched ahead in the count. He coughed up 1 earned run. And he is the pitcher of record for the Lethbridge Bulls. Nolan Walker takes a strike. Strikeout number 1 today for Jaden Griffin, 2 away. Travis Hunt is the batter. He's got 2 hits. He's got a run batted in and a run scored.
If he can get another double, you could probably get that tying run.
Other games on the WMBL are the Western Canadian Baseball League. Medicine Hat at Regina tonight. Fort McMurray is in Brooks. A day-night doubleheader between Yorkton and Melville. The opener went at noon in Melville. I'd imagine them be on the highway heading into Yorkton for the nightcap. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball game at the 2-hour and 50-minute mark. Roughly, we didn't time how long the rain delay was, but right about 2:50. Griffin ready to go. He overthrows the fastball. He's high and wide of the target. Go to 1 or 2 balls and no strikes. Travis Hunt is not an easy out. He's got 2 hits today. He's actually hitting .500 today. Got a single and a run scored. Pulled the trigger on a double down the left field line. Knocked in a run. And is batting .409 on the season.
Now this is the one man in the batting order that you're going to pitch around, and if you get him, good. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You don't want him getting an extra base hit on you, and he's got the power to do it and the speed to do it.
Griffin is ready. He kicks that right leg up, drags the left arm over, and delivers a breaking ball strike. 3-1.
Now this is a hitter's pitch, 3-1 pitch. You know he's going to come in with probably what he considers his best pitch.
There he just got under. Hits it high in the air. That's a big league pop-up way back there. And on to make the play, the shortstop Volcano, and that's the old ball game here today. Prospects lose a 1-run game. They always sting a little more.
They do, and you know, Volcano, he's had a tremendous last few innings. Made a number of plays in that short outfield. He's made very good play in the hole, get it back over to first base. Well-deserved win.
Final totals in the ball game today. It was a 2-hour and 51-minute ball game, played in front of 1,156 here at Remax Field, as you see the celebratory Lethbridge Bulls. 2 runs, 8 hits, or 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 7 left aboard for the Bulls. 2 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, 10 left on base, for the Prospects. Winning pitcher is Ben Irwin, big right-hander from Spruce Grove. He goes to 3-1, a 5-inning distance, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. And the save is recorded by the left-hander Jaden Griffin, who works the last 1 1/3 innings of scoreless relief with 1 strikeout and 1 hit. And he records save number 1. Ben Irwin, the victor, goes to 3-1. Taryn Olton pitched a lot better than his fate today. 8 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 10 strikeouts, 1 base on ball. Give up a 2-run homer to Brent Carey. Did that in the first inning and another run in the third, but after that, not a sniff. And Andrew Pearl, take it away.
And from Spruce Grove and Ben, first off, what was it like pitching back here in Edmonton and picking up the win?
Yeah, I mean, I always love coming back home and throwing here. You guys usually get good crowds. It's always fun to pitch here, and I'm excited for the next time I get to come back.
What led to so much success for you today on the mound? 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, just 1 run on 4 hits.
I mean, I was just going out there, just trusting my stuff, doing what I had to do, trusting my defense, and having as much confidence as I could out there.
Bullpen behind you, getting the job done as well. Just what did you like to see from them, or what did you like seeing from them come in and lock this one down for you?
Yeah, I mean, they all just came in and just did their job. They were all Bulldogs out there. They fought for us, and yeah, they got it done.
Appreciate it, Ben, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
That is Ben Irwin. Al, John, back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very kindly, Andrew. With that victory, the Bulls now are 2 games better than 500. They, for the moment, pick up a half game on the Okotoks Dogs. They'd be 4.5 games back. Prospects have done 2 in a row now. They're 2 games off 500, 11-13, and are 6 1/2 games out of first place. And Taryn Olton, as I said, pitched better than his fate. He threw a nice ball game today. Deserved better than what he got.
He sure did, and we've watched Taryn all season, and this was as good a game as he's pitched. Kept opposition off balance. He had 10 strikeouts, and got a lot of pop-ups.
So that will do it today on a cool afternoon. 2-hour and 51-minute game, 1,156 to see it. Don't forget, a week today we'll be on the air for the July 1st Classic. If you don't have your tickets, order online, do what you have to do, but you want to be here for that one as the Prospects bring in the 52nd birthday of this great nation. There you see it today, just a cool, clammy afternoon at the ballpark. Afternoon it was, and a 3-2 victory for the Lethbridge Bulls. On behalf of the whole crew, have a very safe Monday night and a very pleasant one. We'll talk to you soon.